So on the corner of Silver Street and Regal Street, where the Unnamed Adventurers Guild has its headquarters and guild hall, is one of the quieter parts of Illumina City. But arguments do break out. You are in the guild hall, but you pay no attention to the commotion outside while you're checking the notice board for missions or catching up with friends and acquaintances or just practicing your skills. But suddenly there's a crash as something comes flying through the door. Burning with blue flames, this humanoid charges about the common room, screaming in pain and anguish. A half-orc with a shark tattoo sticks his head round the corner, calling, "Rasmus!" Outside, there's a clash of steel. You can hear the chanting of spellcasters and the clucking of hens in the distance. Feathers are flying from the door, and there's a light breeze blowing in from outside. Machiavelli, you are the first to react. Tell us, what is Machiavelli doing? Where is he in the guild hall? What's he doing, and how does he react?
Well, I guess Mac would be right there at the in the center where the commons area is. More than likely reading a book of some kind, just studying up on his abilities, and
if there are any people watching or listening in, can you just describe Machiavelli for everybody else?
Sure, no problem. Mac, for short, stands about 6 foot tall at his full height, has a rather wiry build, weighing in at around 185 pounds, and he's dressed head to toe in black. He is a mystic of the Order of the Immortal, and he wears a mask all the time. He wears no armor, but he does have a metal cylindrical object attached to his belt, and a crossbow is always within arm's reach.
So as the half-orc's shouting, "Rasmus! Rasmus, out here!" and this flaming person is running, blundering into tables and bookshelves, what do you do?
You said it was blue fire?
Yes.
Okay, so Mac's going to take it that it's probably not mundane in nature. So he is going to was the orc speaking orc, or was he speaking common?
Common.
Then Mac would probably rush up to the gentleman who is on blue fire and see if he can't try to put him out.
And how would you like to try to do that?
A decanter of endless water.
Do you have one?
Yes.
Okay, so grabbing your decanter, describe the effects.
Well, he would open it up. He would not pour full blast on the guy, but he would more than likely sweep his legs out from under him to get him on the ground, and just try to with a not with a fire hose type of force, but with a fairly decent amount of water coming out of the decanter, try and hose him down as best as possible to see if that'll work. And that's what he would try to do to see if maybe he can put out the flames, hoping against hope that he's wrong and that they're not magical in nature.
You sweep the legs from under him. I'm not going to even roll for that because he's not going to try and oppose that. He's so distracted. And have him knock him down onto the floor, and then with your decanter, like a bucket, just splash water all over him, soak him, and clouds of steam rise up, and the blue flames die down, and they look to have died out on him.
Okay. Was that my main action? Yes.
Yes, it would be to get out the decanter and use it.
Okay. I'm not really sure how you do potions, but would it be a bonus action or a main action in order to give him a potion of healing?
I'm afraid it'd be in my games it'd be a main action. You can sort of start getting one for your next round.
All right, yeah, he'll start fishing around for a potion of healing out of his bag.
Yep.
What about just
Okay.
to him? Would that be item interaction? Not like like ingesting it, but just here, dude. This is for you.
I still think to get one out, he's already got out the decanter and used it. I think he can't get out and hand it as a free action. Yeah.
Okay.
And that'll be Mac's turn. He'll be kneeling next to the guy trying to render assistance to him, while also trying to keep an eye on the door.
The next to react is Graham. Can you describe Graham and how he reacts?
Grom is a short yet well-dressed goblin. He's quite older in appearance. He is known to be interested in making lots of money, which he often refers to as bars of gold press latinum. He has joined the guild recently and been on a couple adventures that were quite weird. But he is a merchant more than anything else, with a temper, however. He'll probably be standing in a corner trying to make a deal with somebody on their cloak or making a suit for him, because he is quite an excellent tailor. And he's extremely well dressed, no armor or anything, but he does have a shield slapped to his back and a longsword of good, impressive quality and make. It's quite valuable on his side. Anyway, Grom would have been sitting there trying to wheel and deal, trying to get 5 bars of gold pressed latinum for an exquisite robe that he was making from one of his fellow guild members, when suddenly all this happened. His first thought is, who is Rasmus? Would he have knowledge of whoever that is?
What's your background? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's quite a common name. It could, but this Rasmus, there isn't, as far as you know, anyone in the guild called Rasmus. So you're guessing it was the guy with the blue flames.
Oh, that guy was Rasmus?
Yeah, from the way he was shouting, he seemed to be shouting at the guy who was burning.
Okay. What would Grom do?
Grom would take his shield out as an action, equip his shield, and then he would go and run towards the door.
You do hear some combat going on outside.
Okay. Then he probably wouldn't necessarily go outside. He may peek a little bit, but primarily he would hide behind the door from people outside. Not necessarily people inside could hide, but he'd bonus action hide around the door from those outside.
So I'll say you get up to the door or a window and have a quick look out on the street. You can see out onto the corner of Regal Street and Silver Street. Wagon has been tipped over onto its side, and behind the wagon there are a couple of ogres and some big tough things throwing what it looks like bricks at some sailors, some mariners who are slinging and throwing things out of the Silver Chalice Tavern on the other side of the street, and they're also on Regal Street. There are some more mariners on Regal Street. There seems to be a fight going on. Adding to the confusion, the air is full of chickens fluttering around. You can see 1 or 2 civilians in the area, and there's a bull has got loose and seems to has pulled the ring out of its nose and is in a rage because of that. That's
Would the wagon be a place that I could run to in order to hide besides the door?
You'd have to take the dash action. You have to take the dash action to get there, which would getting up to the door was really your main move.
Movement. Okay, never mind. The action was equip the shield, and bonus action will be to hide. Yeah, I'm not dashing to go out there. I'll do that next round or something.
Okay. And we've just been joined by Throak. So, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? Are you in Roll20? Let me just see. I'm moving between one and another.
I am.
Yep.
Brendan.
Could you roll initiative, please, for Throak?
Already done?
Oh, sorry, Michael. Was there anything else?
No, that's all. Do you want me to roll a stealth check for that bonus action hide, or?
No. If someone starts looking for you, I'll ask you to roll stealth, but not until then. Well, stands a chance of finding you. So, Throak, can you roll initiative to see where you'll come in the order?
I've already done that in Roll20.
Okay, what was it? 9. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you'll come later on. I'll carry on down the initiative order, and when it gets to you, if you need any filling in, just tell me. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Holy shit. Flock of chickens goes on 19.
Flock of chickens squawks around, but nothing. You hear there's combat going on outside. People shouting, people screaming. Chaos is happening. Let's see. The next to react would be Oral. Can you tell us what Oral is doing in the UAG and how he reacts to this interruption? Describe what Oral looks like and what he's doing and how he reacts.
Yeah, Oral, it's at this moment, he's probably most likely just in the guild, like checking the notice board and maybe chatting with some fellow guild members that he maybe hasn't met in a while. Even he's been like of them been touring for a few months before, well, retaking it a few weeks ago. And well, Oral looks like he's a tall half elf, around 6'9", with he features like this blonde hair. Like it's a bit more or less straight, but it's like not completely. He has it like while long. He's fully armored and carries with him a great sword among other equipment. There he doesn't seem to have that much on himself, like directly, due to, well, you assume you see a bag on his side that you assume is where he like stores the rest of his stuff. And well, he was like calmly doing his usual like amicable smile when suddenly with this happens. He takes like a moment to react, as quick reactions aren't his specialty. And as soon as he it's able to see what's actually going on, he's going to go towards the guy on the ground that just was crashed in on flames and was extinguished by Machiavelli. And he's going to try to check how the state of that guy, also with Machiavelli kneeling beside him.
He is conscious still, and have you got medicine or anything like that?
No, Oral's not specifically medicine, but seeing he's conscious.
He's conscious. He's quite badly burnt, and he's looking confused and panicked. He's looking around. He glances at you, looks up at the air, looks around like he's looking for something invisible or something you can't see.
Rasmus, is that your name? What happened to you? What's going on outside?
He says he for a second he focuses on you, and his look of panic diminishes a little bit. He says, I was blind and moving about in the air, and I don't know how I got here. I don't know what's going on, magic or something. And he's blinking and pulling himself up onto his elbows, but he doesn't really. He still looks bewildered and shocked.
Orl given he's more confused than anything, Orl will stand up and start going towards the door and shouting inside, "What's going on there? Are we under attack or something?"
Okay, I don't think you'll be able to get from him to the door as well this turn, but you can start making your way over to the door. Is there anything else you'd like to do in preparation? You can definitely hear combat and shouts and panic outside.
No, that's good for the turn.
Okay. So moving down. Oral, can you roll a d6 for me, please? Oh, actually, a 2. Okay. There's a. You hear the hens around and some humans scream as this as a Arctic wind sort of blows around outside for a second. You thought you heard a thud or a crack, something crack, and then some Arctic winds blowing, and a sailor comes staggering towards the door, covered in ice and blue, and just falls down unconscious or dead outside. Then moving on, the next to react will be you hear the bull charging around. Throak, you're the next to react. Can you describe what we're doing is describe Throak for your companions, and describe what he would be doing in the guild, and then how he reacts to the chaos that's sort of suddenly broken out both in the guild and outside on the street.
So Throak would have been at one of the tables enjoying a nice cup of tea. He has a rather exquisite tea set, nice elven writing on it. He himself is a mountain dwarf. He's a wizard, reading his spell book, going through his spells, trying to look for holes in his arcane knowledge. But all in all, he's just enjoying a morning tea and just trying to kind of take a day off. When the gentleman came in, through the door, rushing in flames, of course, he was running. Unfortunately, spilled the pot of tea. So Throak's tea is already, ruined for the day. And now he's in an even worse mood. So he's going to immediately get up, run to the door to find out what the commotion is outside.
So you get to the door. You see, you get to the door and look outside. Make an Arcana check, please.
Can do. 13.
13. What third are you a wizard or some kind of caster?
I am.
With 13, you know, you see the tail end of this frosty spell effect calming down, and you start thinking through the frosty spells that you know. It covered an area of 20-foot radius. It's affected quite a few of the. It's killed. It seems to have killed one or two of the sailors. It's injured and enraged the bull some more, but definitely weakened it. And from the way this spell effect is cooling down, you're running through possible spells in your head that you know some spells, but you've read about others, and you know low-level spells you're pretty confident about, and this isn't one that you are. Well, possibly you've read about it. It's the ice effect of a glyph of warding that has affected this area.
Was it centered on the wagon?
Where you're looking down, you see a broken brick with the glyph still glowing, but fading away, and that the brick must have hit something hard, broken, and as it broke, in the interior of the brick was a glyph, and that glyph, the area of that glyph is now fading.
Do I see where people are throwing bricks from?
Yeah, behind the wagon, the overturned wagon, there are some bricks, not the standard color bricks that you get in Illumina. This city is a completely different color and shade of clay from around here, and there are various pallets with lots of bricks on them. You don't know if every one of them has this glyph inside them, but the ogres who are behind, there are two ogres behind the wagon, and they seem to be enjoying throwing bricks at. They look to be drunk and happily throwing bricks around. You see another few lying in mud where they've missed their targets, but when they manage to hit something hard, the bricks break and release some kind of glyph.
Okay, so the main body of the combatants, the sailors, the ogres, the wagon, and the bricks, are those within a 10-foot radius? If I were to make an effect in that area, could I catch a large number of those things?
You could really only catch the ogres, and there are some ogres and some other thugs on one side, and they seem to be at war with the Marines, with the sailors on the other, and there's a gap between them, so you couldn't catch both sides of this combat in your spell effect, and with the nor could you catch the bull, but if you targeted on the ogres, you'd have to be careful, because there is behind. Well, it depends how much you care about this, but there is also a child who is stuck underneath the wagon and looks to be alive at the moment.
Balls. So much for that. Well, that's. Give me just 1 second. Let me look at my spell list.
I'm going to have to speed you up because it's a sort of 6-second round.
That's fine. Go ahead and I'm going to cast a.
If you want, you can have a sort of readied action. If something comes for you, you can defend yourself with a spell or something, but then I'll move on.
I'm going to prepare to cast Wall of Force to envelop the ogres and the bricks, and to kind of separate the two combatants. And
Okay.
I'm going to turn to Mac and say that there's a child under the wagon. Go help him.
And
then
if the are you gonna when are you gonna cast the Wall of Force? On your turn, or are you gonna wait until Matt gets to the child, or what's your sort of
I'm going to wait.
trigger for casting?
I'm going to
Wall of
wait
Force?
until ideally Mac gets the child out of there. So
Okay.
if Mac can't get the child out, then I won't cast it. But if the child can get out, then I'll enclose the ogres and separate the combatants with the Wall of Force.
Okay, gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's a readied action for when, depending on how Mac or anyone else reacts. Okay.
Yes.
So so that's. So you start readying your spell. The sailors start lobbing, sending slingshots and things at these belligerent crowd of. Well, I'll tell you what they are. They are drunk builders. The orcs, the ogres are there for heavy lifting, but because they've got drunk, they're out of control. And one of them. Pardon? Yep, there are a couple of ogres.
But this is normal. Like, oh my god, we're being invaded by ogres or anything. It's just, oh yeah, there's some ogres over there.
These two, they're usually sort of, they've got to go under the protection of somebody else who's not doing a good job with them at the moment, who's not being very responsible, but these are used for heavy laboring in sort of manual labor jobs. So, and one of the ogres sees the half orc at the door of the unnamed adventurers guild and gets ready to lob a brick at him. Do you want to put up your Wall of Force now, or do you want to rely on your protection of a wall? I mean, I take it you're just looking out from behind the corner, and I'll tell you how that works now. If he manages to hit and the spell effect goes off, because you all have cover, you get to save. You get your dex save as normal, and if you fail, you take half damage, and if you succeed, you take no damage, because you're protected from the main blast.
Yeah, I'll wait until the brick is thrown. I don't want to.
Okay. So you don't. So he tries hitting you with a brick. Let's see. 10 is not enough. So yeah, the brick lands on the floor. It hits the porch of the Unnamed Adventurers Guild, and for a second there's just that intake of breath as it hits, but then it just scurries circling into the guild and hits the table and stops, and it hasn't broken from the force. So that's that turn. Back up to the top, Machiavelli. How do you react?
Okay, a little busy over here with the dude. How badly burned is he? I mean, like, is this guy gonna die if he doesn't get healing immediately, or is it just like, ouch, I'm singed?
He looks he doesn't look like he's dying. No, he's conscious and he's not needing stabilizing or anything like that. He's just in some kind. He's just really and in some pain, but there's more.
I got you. All right, so now the dude's out of fire. Is no longer on fire, I should say, and because he is not going to die. Quick assessment. Mac is going to hear what Thorax said and assess how far is it from where Mac is to the child outside. Can he see the child that Thorax talking about?
You can see. You've heard that Thorax says there's a child underneath the wagon, and you can see the wagon. You can't see the child.
Okay.
And that's 40. That's 40 feet from you.
Okay. Then what Mac is going to do is run up 30 feet, and I guess that will put him outside.
Yep. 20 feet to the door, and another 10 feet beyond.
All right. Can Mac see the child now?
Yes. You can see it's stuck underneath one of the wheels. He's got his leg stuck under one of the wagon wheels.
Okay, so the kid's pinned. He's not just cowering.
No, he's pinned.
Lift it up, I'll get him.
Approximately how heavy is the cart?
The cart would be really heavy, but if you have some sort of lever, you might be able to lever something under it enough to get enough of a gap to pull him out, or you could aid somebody to pull him out. If you try it yourself, quick assessment. You think it will take a strength check DC 16 to pull him out. If you wait and aid somebody, you can do it aided or you can do it straight.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is because I have a Wu Jin discipline ability that allows me to lift and move things. So I was just wondering what the if it was more than 250 pounds, basically. Just where the kid's pinned. All right.
You could your Wu Jin ability lift 200 pounds. The wagon is more than that, but I guess it could put strain on the wagon wheel and sort of break it off from the axle or something like that if you want to try that force against it. And
well, I don't want the kid to get pinned by the entire wagon instead of just the wheel part of it. So
no, if the wagon's been tipped over onto its side by the ogres, and there's only if you break the sort of axle or manage to lift it, it's not going to fall. There's no way it can fall on the child.
Okay,
the child
so
is pinned, but not.
All right. So Mac will run up to it and he will try to push the cart off of the kid. And you said it was a DC 16?
Yes, but strength check.
So yeah, that didn't work.
Okay, yep. You run
so
up
he
and grab
pushed.
it.
Yeah.
Go red in the face. Is there anything else you'd like to do
first
at the moment?
Actually, his bonus action will be to switch his psionic power disciplines from adaptive body to mastery of force.
Oh.
So that which allows him to gain advantage on strength checks, but that
Oh.
won't happen until next round. Should have thought before I acted. And
I'll
that'll
allow
be
you
his
to
turn.
aid
What?
the next person. You
All right.
with that bonus, you can aid the next person who tries if you like. There's
All
only
right, cool.
room for two people on the wagon wheel, but you're there.
All right.
Okay. So
And that's his turn.
after Machiavelli, we're down to then a semi-drunk dwarf. Glances down at you, but he's not bothered by you, and he picks up one of these bricks and throws it at the sailors. But then after that, it's Graham.
Right. Grom is by the door, so the kid is closer than 40 feet to me, I believe.
The kid's 20 feet away.
Yes. So Grom will rush out there from the door, and he will heroically. Do I get advantage from the dude helping me, or?
Yep. Yes.
All right, so
But it needs to be his strength.
Okay, it's not athletics either, right?
No, it's not athletic, just pure strength.
Okay, so with advantage, I got a +2 to strength. So add a +2 to this first D20. Oh! No,
Oh, yep.
Oh, both of them would have gotten it. Like, heroically, this goblin and lifts and just tosses it over to the side. Maybe it hits one of the ogres and, like, hurts his foot or something. And then I'm going to pick the kid up. And
Okay.
Was that an action to lift it?
Yes, it was your action to lift.
Okay.
To be honest, you only lift enough to help the kid and the kid to sort of drag itself out. You wouldn't be able to lift up the entire wagon.
And does the kid look like he's going to run, or do I need to carry him? Do I need to, like, drag him or something? Is he injured?
The kid's broken leg. He won't be able to run.
I will drag him 10 feet back then and cover him with my shield as best I can.
Okay.
You're going to have to pay me 5 bars of gold press latinum for this.
A quick assessment, and you realise that he doesn't look a very rich child. His clothes are poor.
Risking my life.
Put him back.
Hey, ogre, how much you give me for this kid? No, I'm just messing with you. That'll be it for Graham.
Okay. Slingshots come flying. Go on.
Would Mac have gotten to go with the child?
Did you have movement left? Do you have any move left to go with the child?
Will, do you have any movement left to go with the kid?
I'm sorry, I didn't
Matt?
hear my name. Yes. Yes, I believe I had 10 feet of movement left.
Okay. So you can get 10 feet away, and I guess that's the wall of force comes up then.
Correct.
You want to describe what people see when this happens?
So as soon as Mac and can't remember your character's name, I'm sorry. As soon as the two of them move away with the child, Grom, thank you. As soon as Mac and Grom drag the child away, you see Throak move his hands and swing his hammer, and at the hammer swing, a golden dome of force, 20 feet in diameter, spring up around the ogres, the bricks, and the wagon.
And the dwarf as well. And the dwarf who's in there as well.
And the dwarf as well.
Gold. Oh, that's nice. That's shiny.
Okay, nice one. So then sort of slingshots and other missiles come battering off. You can choose what the wall of force stops. Do you stop everything, or are there any things that can go through?
All things that are right now, all mundane missiles are stopped. There's pretty much nothing coming through.
And do you stop spell effects? And I can't remember actually. It's a while since I've read Wall of Force, but
it stops everything.
Stop.
The only
stop
thing that
everything.
can break it, damage it, is disintegrate.
You, I think you can choose some parameters for Wall of Force, but if you have everything, nothing can physically pass through the wall, so that's fine. That stops it. Okay. I think we'll move. Let's see. There is. I'll sort of sum up after that, because once the Wall of Force goes up, that really will end this combat for now. The Wall of Force goes up. The ogres throw a couple of bricks which bounce off the wall. One breaks. And can somebody roll a d6 for me? Oral, can you roll a d6 again?
I think somebody just did.
Oh, Michael did. Okay, and then another brick breaks, and they just the people inside. You don't see any spell effects. Well, you see a huge symbol glow, a different color, and Wall of Force stops physical things. Does it stop spells? Spells that you can see that don't have a physical effect but a mental effect. Do they have an effect outside?
I don't believe so. I think it stops everything.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It says nothing can fall. It's immune to all damage. Can't be dispelled. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Extends into
think
ethereal.
if it doesn't,
Ethereal.
like, it blocks anything that has to physically pass through the wall. If it doesn't have to, like, kind of go through it, it can work in theory.
That's my.
Yeah, I think if you're talking psychic damage or something like that, then it would probably depends upon, like, you know, what it is you're. Is it carried by sound or something like that?
It's not carried by sound or anything like that. It's just you can see it. This green symbol glows strongly, and anyone within 60 feet is affected by it. And I'd like you all to make intelligence saves, please.
Are they close to Oral?
Yes. You went up to the door, so.
I mean, it's only 10 feet, so.
Yeah, they got 10 feet back, and it was 10 feet, so they'll just be within range of Oral.
Okay, so you all get +5 to that save.
+5?
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Okay, so I'm going to use a point of inspiration in order to re-roll that.
Okay.
That's better.
So, the final results. Ittig, does that include the +5 or not? Have you rolled already, Ittig?
No, for him doesn't include the +5 because he's using -1. So.
That's minus my modifier. -1.
But
5, that would be 22.
Okay. So, I think Oral, you're the only one who's not affected, or the only one who is affected. Looking at that, this symbol. It's a strange symbol that defies the laws of physics, and your brain just can't cope with the shape of this symbol, which glows up bright. And neither it seems that the brains of the people all around, basically, everyone is just stunned or in some kind of they're just staring at the symbol, and they're go temporarily insane, including Oral, but it only lasts a minute. You just drool and don't. You stumble around for a minute, and then it passes, including all the mariners, the combatants, and by the time it's finished,
is it a charm effect?
Pardon?
Is it a charm effect?
It's a symbol of insanity.
I don't know what's that. So.
It's a 7th level spell. It's not a charm effect.
Wow.
It's an abjuration, and but it passes with it. The rest of you resist the powerful magic, but Oral, you temporarily are overcome by it. But the fight has stopped. How do you react to what's happened? What would you like to do next? You can hear in the distance some sort of horns blowing, and the tramping. The city guard is on its way. I'll carry on going down through order, actually. Let's see.
Okay, so we're still in combat.
After Oral, it's actually Oral next, but Oral's lost his mind at the moment. You can describe it if you like.
No.
How are you?
He's probably just looking at it, like seeing the bright light, kind of extending his arm towards it. So I guess he can really reach as he touches like the wall, and he's just like staring at it with his mouth open and his arms extended towards it.
Yeah. Good. Nice one. And after Oral, the next person will be Throak. You hear people approaching. I mean, it's a busy city, but this has affected people around, and there are other people coming closer, but everyone who's within about 60 feet of this symbol in the middle of this golden sphere or hemisphere is sort of stumbling around in stunned insanity. But you have a powerful mind, and you were able to resist. What would you like to do?
I would like to start gathering up the bricks, the throne bricks that weren't broken.
Okay. Make roll me D8.
All right, 1 sec. It's on roll 20.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. You get 2 this round. You can carry on searching next round, but at the moment, in the first 6 seconds, you pick up 2. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
Look around to see if that's I'm going to send Owl, my Owl familiar, to go look for the guard.
Okay. Yep. The owl goes in the direction of the owl has special perception, doesn't it? What? It just has advantage on sight, hasn't it? Or does it have any other perception rolls?
1 sec. Let me just double check. Perception +3. Advantage on.
Make a perception roll for the owl.
Ooh. 16 with advantage.
And without advantage, it was 14. Okay. Okay, the owl goes off in the direction of... The owl... the owl doesn't take the flight path that you expected, but but it's a small detail, and it goes off in the direction to find the guard. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's it for him.
Okay. It's Tick. Sorry, Ruben.
No
Last
problem.
time. I did,
Well,
didn't I?
Yeah. Let's say I'm in the.
Sorry.
It like always will be like always drinking, and just as soon as the event started, he just ran to the door with his sword,
Mhm.
with his great axe actually.
Okay.
And is there still combat that he can see or anything?
At the moment, there is the bull. The bull is running. It's in pain. It looks to have lost its mind. But it is blundering into things, and that could be dangerous. It doesn't look like it's actually attacking things, but it could be a hazard or it could be a danger.
Is the kid already inside the guild, or is he still outside?
The kid is okay. The kid is safe, but there is also a mother with a baby, sort of in a corner, sort of trapped in a corner, and she's just staring at just between in the corner of a building. She was huddling there with her baby, and now she's just staring at this symbol, this light. And the bull is near her.
Well, I will go towards the mother.
Uh-huh.
How far is she from me?
She is 30 feet.
I will move there and stop there and ready action. Something gets near me or the mother, and I will attack it if it's going to attack us or anything.
Okay. Make an insight roll, DC 10.
Let me see my inside modifier. That's -1. Got 8.
Okay. The mother suddenly drops her baby. You've got she sort of, it's just like she forgets she has it in her hands, and the baby is going to fall to the floor unless you catch it. Do you want to make a dex save to try and catch the baby?
Yes. D20.
DC 10.
Oh, DC 10.
Yep.
That 8 was for dexterity. It's +3.
Yep. You managed to catch the baby and save it from falling. The mother, well, the mother's insane. She's looking at the door and she's forgotten about the baby. The baby's fallen to the floor, but you catch it and save it, and then the mother starts muttering to herself. Make an Arcana check, please.
All right.
8 Tig.
Let me.
She starts muttering to herself, and then she looks at you and says in a voice, in a strange voice seems to be coming out of her mouth, and says, the bricks belong to the Chancellor. They have been stolen by these builders. I must have them. He must have them back, he says to you. Anyway, that'll be the end of you. Well, is there anything you'd like to respond to that?
I don't understand what she's saying, and that will be my turn.
Okay. Back up to Machiavelli. You're all right. The combat seems to be over. The guards are coming. There is a bull loose, but it looks like Tig has saved the mother and the baby, and they seem to be talking. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Is the bull in an area where it can be cordoned off? With
not
the
really.
use, okay.
Well, with the use of what? How would you like to cordon it off?
Well, there is a Mac would like to use telekinetic barrier. It is 40 feet long, 10 feet high, 1 inch thick, and is in transparent wall of energy. Each 10-foot section has an AC of 10 and 10 HP, and it does not say that that it has to be a straight line.
Okay.
It just says
Would
you
you like?
can create a transparent, well, it does say wall, but it doesn't say it has to be like a straight line wall. That would, I guess, be up to DM interpretation.
No, you can make an animal pen with that if you like.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do in order to try and keep the bull. It's clear, so it's not like it's going to spook him when it comes up.
Okay.
But he'll just he'll pin him in that way.
Do you have to get close to it? I mean, what's the range of it?
60 feet.
Okay, so you don't need to get close. You create a pen for the bull, and the bull bounces into the pen a couple of times, looking surprised, but moves around. But it doesn't. It looks to have lost a lot of its aggression, and it just looks confused. Yeah, I don't know how well you. It doesn't seem to be attacking the wall. It just seems to be stumbling around in a pen.
Okay. And then...
And you hear the woman say again, the bricks belong to the Chancellor.
He'll look at the lady and just, who's the Chancellor?
I'll move on to Graham. Well, actually, we'll sort of move out of combat order. Anyone can chime in now.
Perhaps there's a reward for the safe return of these bricks from the Chancellor.
That can be arranged.
And
That's
how much
still...
is the reward? How much are these bricks worth to the Chancellor?
I am only the Chancellor's representative. You will need to speak to. I can set up a meeting for you.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I recognize the Chancellor?
Make an Arcana, but it'll be difficult.
So probably not.
No. You've Chancellor. You're guessing he's a wizard, but you've never heard of him.
Well, in the interim, I suggest that you go and set up a meeting with the Chancellor to get his bricks. In the interim, we'll go ahead and put them all up on the cart real nice and have them sitting in our guild so that when he wishes for them, they can be delivered or he can pick them up. Go run and let him know.
They were being used for rebuilding a house down on Temple Street. If you would kindly put them on the wagon and take them back to Temple Street, and then we will pay you for this.
I'm sure you will. My time and labor is quite valuable. I should let you know I have important other business that I could be attending to right now rather than picking up bricks. But I am willing to put my hard-earned time into this and to dismiss my other obligations. I will be very put out, just so you know, to help you in this endeavor. These are very powerful, very valuable bricks, I'm estimating. And I'm sure that your lord, what was his name again? The Mercantile? Yes.
The Chancellor.
Yes, I'm sure that he will be quite grateful, like exceptionally grateful for all the effort I'm putting into. And if you could let me know how grateful he would be, that would possibly be the difference in how soon his property will be returned.
What is this? What are you?
It's negotiation. That's what it is.
The mother. It doesn't look to be. It looks like the half-orc, or no, sorry, Rasmus, who was burning, comes and says, "I think it is the thing that possessed me. It is speaking through her now."
And how did you get set on fire anyway? That was pretty weird.
I do not know. The thing possessed me, and when I entered your building, I set on fire, I think.
If this is another witch, then I'm just done. I'm just letting you know. I'm taking my gold and leaving. Yes. Also, I must let you know that we must talk to the guard and the building construction forum for the city of Illumina, because I'm pretty sure that using bricks that explode are, not up to code. Now, I'm willing to disregard this and help you with this, but your master must be very grateful.
Come, let us not barter out on the street like...
Yes, come into the guild hall.
I do not want to enter your guild hall, the Unnamed Adventurers Guild. It seems to have powerful enchantments on it. Some other more neutral place. How about this tavern? He says, indicating the silver. I've forgotten the name. The silver chalice on the other side of the road.
Well, I suppose that would be, but acceptable. Unfortunately, my coin purse is a little light for the purchasing of beverages. Would you be willing to do that?
The woman suddenly checks
Purchase
herself.
money.
Pardon?
Anything he purchases will be with the woman's money. I'll pay for drinks.
Yeah.
Hey. Garth's just a cheapskate. He doesn't care.
Anybody else reacting? So that's what Graham's doing. What would the others be doing at this moment? Oral, you'll gradually be coming out of your stupor, and
Has it been like while Grom is talking and all this kind of stuff to the lady? Has it been more than a minute? Mac would be checking to see if anybody is dead.
Are you checking? Are you checking to see if you can save any people who have fallen, or what?
Yes.
The spell, the symbol, didn't kill anybody, but the ice. You can check the two sailors who fell with the ice. One of them died outright from the ice. The other one is unconscious and not stable when you get to him.
Okay, so using a bonus action to move to Psychic Restoration, I would be able to focus a touch on the character who is not, or the NPC that is not stabilized, and would be able to stabilize him.
Okay.
The one that is dead, has he been dead for more than a minute?
No.
Then
Not by the time you get to him.
Then I will burn 5 psi points in order to use the psychic ability Restore Life, which is almost exactly the same as Revivify. He comes back with 1 hit point, and as long as he's not missing any vital body parts, he will come back with 1 hit point. He'll be alive, but he'll be very weak.
As I imagine, sort of Revivify, it's almost like a magical equivalent of, it's bringing people back from their heart having stopped, and he sort of comes back with, to your spell, and he's looking up at you, amazed. "Who are you?" he says.
Name's Mac. Right now, I need you to rest and wait for the guard. You're dead for almost a minute. It's a good thing I got to you when I did. Now you just lay here and chill out. I got to check on the others. And then he'll go and check for anybody else that's unconscious or unstable.
Okay. Moving around, there are other people who are in unconscious state, or even, how many psi points do you have? There's one other who's died.
I have 32. I've got 27 psi points remaining. I burned 5 in order to revivify, or in order to bring the one back to life. If the other one has died, I definitely have enough psi points to help him as well, or her.
No, you cure the other one, and then moving around, you find another one who died. If you want to bring another, basically looks like somebody who worked in the tavern in the Silver Chalice, got caught in a blast.
Okay, well,
and then
he'll try. He'll burn the 5. Yeah, he'll burn the 5 psi points in order to try and bring that person back.
Nice. Okay, so you actually cancel out the deaths that have happened here, and make sure nobody in this street fight, the people who died, you bring them back. So there are no fatalities. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Just heal where I can, give comfort where able, and just make sure that those that have died and those that have been knocked unconscious but are now stable get proper medical care.
Okay. Okay. So that's Was that Machiavelli or was that
Yes,
Throak?
sir. No, that was Machiavelli.
And Throak, what would you be doing during this time?
Well, I would gather the rest of the bricks, and I'd be stashing them in my bag of holding for a little bit of investigation later, and then I would go with Graham to talk with the woman.
So yes, you join Graham, and you're already there, Tig. And after a while, Oral comes round as well. So, Tig, is there anything else you'd like to do at the moment?
Well, I will be playing with the baby if no one's took the baby out of my hands.
The mother makes no attempt to get her baby back. She seems to have forgotten it exists.
Is anyone in the group is going to try to take the baby from it? Because you're saying that just throwing the baby in the air and just catching it.
Congratulations, you have a baby.
The baby seems to be enjoying itself at the moment. And
Oral, after, well, getting out of his drooling state, he'll shake his head and kind of look around, confused, and while seeing the people around in the ground. And seemingly, the fighting has stopped, not really being sure of what happened to him. And seeing there's, well, people are still unconscious on the ground, he will jump into action and try to start going through them and giving out like healing for those who need it, or any help he can give to minimize the damage, similarly to what Machiavelli is doing.
okay, yeah. So you're helping the injured, and by the time, how long does the Wall of Force last?
10 minutes.
First of all, the insanity inside passes, but then and they realize, but they seem to have the ogres and the people inside seem to be sobering up, and there's an angry group of sailors sort of slowly gathers, accusing these drunken builders of just creating havoc. They attacked. There are a couple of sailors in the Silver Chalice, and these had picked a fight with them. They need to be taken by the law. They need to be dealt with severely, or we'll deal with them. They're sort of ready to attack this builders themselves, this large group of sailors. There's 30 or maybe 30, 40 of them, and there are some amongst them who, while you're tending to the injured, who are sort of throwing fuel on the fire and trying to get a fight started again. Look, we can take them when this magic finishes. We can take them. You hear them sort of muttering to each other. Show them to respect. Show them some respect for the Lucky Girl. The crew of the Lucky Girl don't take no shit.
Isn't the guards here?
The guards are arriving, but there don't seem to be as many guards as there are sailors at the moment. There are about guards.
So, is there one vocal leader of the sailors who's basically the one riling them up?
Yeah, it's actually the half orc that was calling Rasmus and poked his head in the unnamed adventurers guild earlier. He seems to be trying to. He seems to be the one who's riling them up more than anyone else.
So Throak's going to go over to Rasmus and say, "Do you really want to continue picking a fight with those group of people? The only thing that's keeping you alive is that wall and the fact that I don't cast a spell to force you to fight them one-on-one."
I haven't got no argument with the Unnamed Adventurers Guild. They started it. They attacked it. They attacked our boys in the chalice, and we can't stand for that.
Well, you can let the guard handle it, or maybe you will have a problem with the Unnamed Adventurers Guild, or just me personally. Either way, I'm not handling this anymore. If you continue to cause a problem, I'll have you confess every single crime you've ever committed to the guard. And do you think I can do that? Because you know I can.
Make an intimidation roll at advantage.
I'd call it the bluff if I were you. I don't think he can make you do that.
That's awesome. That's with advantage. It's an 11. Fuck it. I don't care. I got spell slots to burn. Way to go, Graham. I like that.
He nods and says, I'm not picking a fight with you. But then as you sort of turn away, you think it's over, you hear him start again with the other sailors. As soon as that comes down, wait until they get round the corner from the Unnamed Adventurers Guild so they can't be seen, and then we'll take them.
That's fine. How many of the guard are there?
There are 8. What's
Excellent.
going on here?
Whoever.
What is going on here? What happened? You seem to have this under control.
Just a general. You're going to need more assistance because those 30 over there aren't going to stop fighting after you take the 2 ogres into custody. They seem to be the ones that caused the problem. And Throak's currently wearing his cloak of the Defenders of Illumina. It's got the symbol of Illumina on it, and it shows that he was a defender of Illumina.
Oh,
wow. Glad you were around, he says, says Sergeant Sparky. Well,
so you'll probably need enough to protect them from that guy. Whatever you're gonna do, drunk and causing a ruckus.
Well, I mean, if they just take the ogres into custody, then what did anybody else care? The ogres are gone; they're dealt with. And let's just face it, they were throwing
the issue is
items around and breaking them and causing all this. They really should be taken into custody.
I don't have a problem with taking the ogres into custody. That's what should happen. The issue is the mob that may try and jump the ogres and the guard involved when they are out of line of sight of us. In fact, Sergeant Sparky, see that half-orc over there? He told me that he was really interested in confessing some crimes. If you could just hold him for a second after we get enough people here, after you have enough people to make sure that this mob scene doesn't break out again, you and I should go over and talk to him. I'm pretty sure he wants to confess.
Oral kind of stands up from tending to some of the injured. But what I don't understand is why did this even start? Because, I mean, they were attacked? Why? Why are they randomly attacked? This doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Oral, I have no idea. I'm just trying to bring a little order to the streets, get all of the combatants off the streets, and no longer hurting the innocents around.
You know, I bet that if you bought all those sailors a drink, they'd forget about it.
You're more than welcome to buy all those sailors a drink.
I'd just as soon sell tickets to them trying to take on the guard and the ogres. I care not. Makes me wish I was a tavern owner, though. I bet they make all sorts of money off of that. Cause one with ruckus, next thing you know, people are buying drinks in the whole house to get them to calm down. Oh, that's a money-making venture right there.
So,
I'll make
what do you
friends.
reckon we do to resolve this situation? He sounds the horn, and he's got a sort of some sounding horn to summon more guard. And it rings out across the roofs of Illumina, and he says there should be people here in a few minutes. Do you think we'll have trouble before then? I don't understand what's going on. What went on?
We've got about 5 more minutes that the ogres are going to be well contained. You should have plenty of people by that time. And again, there was just a general melee. I don't know exactly what's going on. That's that's your job, Sparky. You know, I wouldn't step on your toes in that way. But I'm pretty sure that half work.
Well, any protector of Illumina worth his salt, I can take your word for it, and you've got a good eye for spotting wrongdoers and bad eggs. I'll go and have a word with him when we get reinforcements, and that's what he plans.
So my plan is that when the reinforcements arrive, I will drop the wall of force, freeing up my concentration. Then I'll cast Suggestion on the half-orc, letting him know that it's okay to confess every crime he's ever committed to the Sergeant of the Guard. I'm sure there'll be no negative repercussions.
I don't believe you.
Stop helping, Graham.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do before Oral? I'll just go quickly through the guard are arriving. That's Throak is dealing with the guard and the half orc. What would Oral be doing at the moment?
Well, if they're, making sure that everyone's more or less stabilized, or at least not in real danger, he will.
Yep.
He will probably, he will get closer to the. Can sound go through the wall? No, it can't. I don't know. Can?
Depends how loud the sound is and how thick the wall is.
But he will try to ask the ogres in Giant. I don't know if they speak Giant, but well, he will try in Giant to ask the ogres why have they start this? Why did they attack the sailors?
And the ogres are saying the same thing. It was the sailors. The sailors started it. They were just having a quiet drink, though they were drunk and disorderly. They claim that they were just having a quiet drink to celebrate. We were just having a quiet drink to celebrate our getting lots of money. A good day's hard work, they say.
Do they seem truthful?
Ogres never seem truthful. We here, let me deal with this, says the dwarf to the ogres, and turns to you. Some illegal foreigners were building or restoring a house down on Temple Street, and that's against guild regulations. They've got to use local builders, not put Illumina builders out of our trade. So we went round to have a polite word with them, and they weren't cooperative. So we sort of showed them what our way of doing business around here is, and we confiscated some of their building materials so they could not proceed with what they were doing, and the gaffer, when he seized the building plans, he got hit by a spell, and so we realized that we were dealing with magic, so we brought them here to the Emporium for them to run tests and identify the plans for us to see what we were up against. And we also found some strange things that we don't usually find in building sites. We brought that along, and the Sorcerer's Emporium offered us 2,000 gold for one bottle of liquid that we found. So
Oh my god!
we were just celebrating. We were celebrating. Sorry, 200 gold. I get confused with numbers. They offered us 200 gold for the liquid, and we were just celebrating that 200 gold. Says one of the ogres. No, it was 200. And the ogre looks on his head.
So you
And
stole
while we
a
were-
bunch of bricks.
While we were celebrating while we were celebrating and drinking our pleasure, these sailor boys got a bit lippy, so we had to teach them a lesson. But they started it. A standard town kind of business.
You are worse than the children back at the orphanage. Well, guys, I don't know. What will prevent you just from being at it again as soon as we're looking? Because you seem pretty, at least they seem also pretty enthusiastic at restarting the fight, and we want nothing of that around here, especially when there can be, well, unwanted casualties, you know.
We don't want to mess with the Unnamed Adventurers Guild. We can't, can we? He says, tapping on the wall of force. Moving back to Itig, what do you do with the baby or anything else? Can you make a perception roll as well, please?
All right. Perception. 20 plus 1. I named the baby. Now his name is Ixmac. And I'm looking for a babysitter when I am traveling with the guild. And he's playing now with a hand axe.
So you're giving the baby a hand axe as a toy.
Yes, it's equivalent to a great axe for a baby.
Yeah. Well, it's slipping from its hands, kind of, and but starting to get young. A responsible adult.
Yeah, learn sometime.
Perception, I roll a 8 total.
Yeah. Okay, you're so obsessed with the baby that you don't really, you don't have eyes for anything else. You're vaguely aware of one in the background. Back to the woman says, collect up the bricks and come to 23 Temple Street, and I will, and we will recompense you well. And then she looks confused and looks and says, "My baby," and "Give me my baby back," she says to Tig.
That's Tig's baby back. That'll cost you 1 bar of gold press platinum for his babysitting privileges.
They're
Please.
stealing my baby! She starts screaming.
Slavery is
You
illegal.
have to sell the
You
baby.
can't sell
Give
people.
it to her already.
Wait, I thought there was a slaver's market right in Illumina. How is slavery illegal and there's a slaver's market?
I don't know. Is it?
Last
I don't know,
I heard,
just-
there was still a slaver's market in Illumina.
How about instead of slavery is illegal, slavery is morally reprehensible. You can't
Okay,
sell
how-
people. It's not okay.
I don't think slaving kind of works on finders keepers. Anyway,
Dibs. Only on dibs.
Tig, how do you react anyway to the mother says? But the mother looks at you. Actually, she's in a panic and she really wants her baby back.
Sorry, what happened? I got a phone call.
Oh, the mother has sort of come to her senses and wants her baby back.
He looks to the baby and like, he's going to try to convince the mom to not take the baby away.
Good luck with that one.
Make a persuasion roll, DC 30.
You can offer to buy the kid.
Oh my.
She doesn't look very convinced. She starts screaming. He's stolen my baby! My baby!
He gives the baby to her, like,
And the baby
okay,
starts
here.
crying.
Yeah.
And she yes. Okay. So eventually the rest of the guard arrive. The fight seems to have been put off for now. It might happen again in the future. Do you get Sharky, the half orc, to confess?
Yeah, I'm going to cast suggestion on him. So that's, I think it's a DC 17 wisdom save. Basically telling him that he should
Okay.
confess all of his crimes to the sergeant of the guard.
DC 17? Damn.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just confirming that it's a wisdom save.
it's
it's a
fine. I mean,
wisdom save.
to be honest, with what I rolled, it doesn't matter what kind of save it. He's not going to get good enough. So he goes up to the guard captain. Oh, I thought of being a guard captain once. I thought of joining the guard once, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could join the guard with some of my things I've done. Let me tell you. And he starts, down the docks.
Once I used to
there's-
sell
there's a-
dope to kindergartners while disguised as a nun.
You hear
As
of-
he's As he's starting to confess, I go over and I'm patting him on the back like, that's right. Get it all out. Just make sure, let him know all of those things that you've done. Just, I'm sure nothing bad will happen. It'll be okay. Just confess it all.
Now, get back on point, fellow adventurers. I suggest that we get these bricks and load them up on the cart and take them inside the guild.
Is that what you want to do? You've been loading up the bricks and gathering up the bricks, the ones that aren't broken.
I want to take them into the Adventurers Guild, unload them off the cart, and then I would like...
This is what I suggest we do. We know that whatever is going on at that house, 23 Temple Street, is nothing good. Look at this powerful arcaneness going on here. The magic instilled in these bricks. And then the fact that whoever it is wanting them is obviously walking around possessing people to try to get her bricks back. This whole conversation was started outside because of the possession. I'm sure that these people were just like, drunk, and all of a sudden they possess somebody, fight starts out. This is all... I'm also pretty sure that they're probably, I don't know, watching us, watching things. That's why we're here in the guild, where they can't see. Here in the guild, we're safe.
So you want to take...
The cart's empty, but I will make it look like it is full of bricks.
So you want to take bricks that explode, cause freezing damage, and insanity? You want to just load them all up and put them in the guild?
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes.
That's not a good idea as far as I'm concerned.
Where would you rather have them? Would you rather have them out in the street where kids can pick them up and throw them at them? Would you prefer to return them to whatever evil monstrosity is going on out on Temple Street?
How do you know it's evil?
Where would be a safe place?
How do you know it's evil?
I don't know. But I'm just going with who would build a house out of these powerful bricks in secret on Temple Street and then go around possessing people.
You know the vault, the bank that Illumina used to have powerful wards on it as well, right?
I'm sure
wards that send it across time and planes.
Oh yeah, real good stuff.
As far as
that's where I kept all my Latinum at. And you see where I am now? Adventuring again.
That's neither here nor there. My concern is putting all of this stuff that doesn't belong to us in the guild when it can explode or cause fire and cold and psychic damage and all that. Besides that, I mean, these don't belong to us. They belong to, and let's be honest, the laborers, the bricklayers, including the ogres, they stole them. Yeah. So we don't know what's going on over there. And as far as possessing people in order to get their stuff back, I don't know. Maybe the guy's invalid, laying up in a bed somewhere, and that's the only way he can reach out. She didn't attack anybody, as far as I know.
Also, if you're interested, I have some beachfront property in Arizona to sell you.
I'm not sure where this Arizona is, or where this bridge is, but the fact of the matter is, it's not our property.
You can put a toll bridge on it and make all sorts of money. I can sell you that, I can do that.
Yeah, I'm not interested in your bridges or your property in this Arizona. What I am interested in is not having this stuff explode while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, that's fair. Do we not have? Does the guild not have a vault? Do we not have a vault?
Yeah, I think this decision doesn't belong to you. I think it belongs to Pincus. He is, after all, the guild leader. If you wish to put him in the guild hall, then you need to talk to Pincus, I'm sure.
So we should consult Pincus. Sounds like the best course to me.
All right, let's ask him.
Who's Pincus?
Pincus is a gnome. He is the leader of the UAG.
He's the guild master.
Hmm.
So, any other questions? Are you gonna see Pincus? Explain what's happened. And Pincus says, "Have you? Have you cast Identify on the bricks, or
We haven't gotten a chance to yet. I'm more than willing to. I have no problem with that. The debate was still contested, so rather than keeping them unsecured while I spent 10 minutes ritual casting, I figured it was safer just to go talk to you first.
Yep.
And Pincus would know there's chaos magic in Illumina. Anybody casting a spell of any kind will have to roll on the chaos table.
Yeah. We need to... So, what do you recommend? Says Pincus.
Securing them if anything bad happens to them under our hall.
I think we should take them off the street first. Anyway, they're not safe out on the street. We'll take them onto the guild property for now, and then hopefully get them back to and then work out what to do.
Once we ascertain what is going on at that 23 Temple Street.
It's not our business, but if that's what you wish to do, then that's what we'll do. And he's looking at Pincus.
We haven't been contracted for this, but what you do is your own business.
I'd be interested in finding out what the purpose of building a building with this many glyphs of warding would be. Because that's what I suspect the spell is.
Or more powerful.
I guess someone wanted to be safe.
That is a possibility.
I mean, it's not the only... Couldn't be the first building to have wards. I mean, these are...
Does not the UAG's guild hall have wards?
Yeah.
It has many.
It would be above the average, but I don't know. I mean, I guess
probably not.
Find the rightful owner and give it back to him or her. These probably have cost him a lot. So I mean,
well, if they are
here, but we don't have the right to keep them.
If they are glyphs of warning, each time each glyph of warding spell cost about 200 gold to cast, just to cast the spell, not counting the amount of time, the wizard's, the cost to keep the wizard on retainer, anything, just the spell is 200 gold each.
Well, let's also try to keep in mind the fact that the laborers, the ogres, the orc out there, they admitted to stealing these bricks. They didn't belong to them to begin with, and they did say that where they got them from. So it kind of corresponds to creepy lady over there talking about returning the bricks to who they belong to. If you guys want to go over to that location and find out, rightful owners or not, I'm all right with that. I just don't think it's a good idea to put explosives inside the guild hall.
I think that I would rather it's inside the guild hall than roaming the streets where another random person could just break one with us near it.
Pincus says, I'll keep up a wall of force around them, and hopefully that will contain If you want to go and investigate the building, I'll keep a wall of force around the bricks until you return.
We
That
better
works.
be fast then.
Thank you very much, dear Pincus. Your bravery and leadership has once again shown us the true path.
There are about 1,000 bricks
That's a shit
in
ton,
total.
man.
It's a lot.
Can we unload them from the cart and then wall force it?
Well, just leave them on the cart. There's
Yeah.
I want to use the cart.
isn't there a courtyard?
Yes, I mean I can't remember whether there is, but you can take it around the back and take it in through one of the larger gates into the delivery into the kitchens or something like that. And
You could always put it in the stable.
Yep, put it in the stable and leave it safe in the stable behind walls of force. But he says I must concentrate on the wall of force to keep it up, and I can't keep it up forever. If you want to go and investigate that place.
Sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do, but I would
take-
really like to have the cart.
So we can be back before. Well, before your neighbor.
Yeah, I don't think we need the cart. We can investigate without it. It'll be
Oh,
okay.
yeah. I was going to illusion the bricks on the cart so that whoever would think that we were returning the bricks and thus reveal themselves. You know, instead of us just going and knocking on a door.
If they're any kind of high level, be able to see through that kind of illusion the first time they looked at it. Sorry.
Possible. I'm pretty good though. I'm not, but
So, as I you take the wagon. They make your way down to Temple Street. There is what looks like a totally nondescript little house at 23 Temple Street, a residential house, run down, and there doesn't even seem to be any sign of building going on there. There's none of the standard sort of signs of building work, no scaffolding. It looks boarded up and closed.
Can I inspect it to see if that's an illusion?
Make your save.
I'm sorry, intelligence save?
An intelligence save, yep.
19.
Okay. Yes. You see the telltale little traces of illusions. You're ready for an illusion now. You know that powerful magic's going on, and you see that though it is the facade is that of a normal townhouse, there are what looks just like a wall is actually a pile of other building materials. There's wood. There are planks stacked up outside. Other things like that. There's definitely building work going on here, construction work going on here, and there's. You hear in the background some music, but when you sort of think about the music, you realize that it's actually sort of sawing going on inside, disguised by the sound illusion of music.
I'll point the faults of the illusion out to everyone else so that they can see it too.
Yep, and with his help, you see through all the illusion.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
So they are actually trying to hide the construction that's going on here. I wonder why. This doesn't seem
Indeed,
good.
you are correct. This is not what I was expecting.
I'm sure it's a noble purpose. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious at all going on here, right? They just value their privacy.
I fear. I mean, that might be the case, but I fear it is not.
I was sarcastic. Of course, they're up to no good.
What would you like to do? Would you like to knock, or what would you like to do next?
You always sound the same to me,
I
Gavin.
will.
Sorry.
I will not. First off, I will illusion bricks on the wagon, cart, whatever, and then
Okay.
I will knock on the door. Rap quite loud. Hello, hello. I have your brick. Hello. Where's my reward?
Oh dear, dear, dear. And the door opens with remarkable speed, and you see a slightly ruffled-looking foreigner in grey robes with sigils that you don't understand. He's balding, and he's got a tattoo of a tattoo of a little coin on his neck.
That's a nice tattoo.
Thank you for coming.
Are you the counselor?
Chancellor.
The Chancellor? No, I am the Chancellor's architect. Come in, come in. We are grateful that you brought the bricks, he says, looking over at the cart briefly.
Wink, nudge, nudge. I will literally wink and nudge.
Would you like to come in? He says, stepping back into the building.
Yes, I would. Thank you.
Kind of vibe is this guy giving off?
He's giving sneaky vibe.
Yeah, the door and everything, but he seemed pleasant enough. I was rolling an insight to see if he's coming off as creepy or.
Make an insight roll.
Yeah, it's on the thing right there.
Oh, sorry.
26.
Okay. He's foreign. He smells of an undertaker's, and there's all sorts of strange things, but you don't know if you suspect an absolute trap. You just think he's not the kind of person you'd probably warm to, but he seems to be quiet. He seems to be wanting discretion from you, and seems to want you to come in off the street. But you don't get any sense from his body language that he's about to attack you or anything like that just yet.
Okay.
Yet.
That's what I was looking for. So Mac will be the last one through the door.
Yes.
Do all of you go in?
Yeah, of course. And I'd just like to
Absolutely.
give you the Unnamed Adventurers Guild for returning these to you, and also offer you our services. Apparently, you are in need of some security around here, and are a man who understands the importance of security. However, it did not work, and these bricks were stolen in the first place. Now, we at the Adventurers Guild are willing to contract you for certain levels of security around here to prevent this sort of thing from happening again. A man of your stature is well aware how important it is to have what you need when you need it in order to get what you need done.
The Unnamed Adventurers Guild have a good good reputation in this city, and there are times when I need jobs done. And I would be happy to. I need the services of skilled people.
What kind of services do you need?
It depends. It depends on the moment, but occasionally, I'm a businessman, and as you saw with the ogres, with that group in the construction industry, there's a lot of competition and rivalry, and sometimes people overstep the law like they did. Are you here to return my legal property? Here are my papers for possessing this building, he says, showing you official legal Illumina paperwork. I'm just carrying out some renovations.
Max looking around, investigation roll of 18. He's not going anywhere, but he is just looking around the room that they're in.
Okay, you've been led into one of the back rooms, and there it's set up for building, and you can hear upstairs the sawing is still going on. There's a smell of dead or rotting flesh around, and there's a slight breeze coming from what looks like a solid wall at the back.
All right, so Thorak is going to hear Mac's voice in his head. And it's basically going to say, dude, there's more going on here than meets the eye. Do you smell death here?
Thorak
I sure do.
Sort of senses the same things. He picks up on the same clues.
Throw. I'll make eye contact, and unsure that the mental link works two ways. Try to respond. Yeah, the smell of death is pervasive, and definitely not from an animal.
Yeah, it's one way. So just blink twice if you see the same. You're seeing the same things I do.
Throackle will over-exaggeratedly blink twice.
Would Grom get the smell? Would he be able to smell death?
Make an investigation roll.
Okay. That's probably a no then. Let me check to see what my investigation is.
For the smell, you only need a 15. For spotting the sort of secret, the breeze from the solid wall, you need a 19.
Straight D20. Nope, don't smell any dead things. Crap.
Anyone else doing anything?
Ed is just feeling is the dangerousness for Ed is it going off, or is it just he feels like nothing is going on around him?
Danger sense really sort of helps you react quickly when there are visible signs of danger around, and it gives you an advantage when there's something you can see attacking you or something visual there. But at the moment, there is nothing visually threatening you. So
and it is just touching things and just like this looks weird.
Oral will, given he was like showing us the papers and stuff, he will actually want to like check those and like looking at the architect and check those papers, like trying to make sure if what he says is true or not. Like if the papers seem legit or it's just showing whatever.
I don't know what the investigation again, DC investigation. Have you got any sort of ability in this field? Any sort of knowledge of bureaucracy or
Not really.
buying and selling? No. Okay. I mean, you'll have seen the official paperwork to you.
So anyway, there was a talk of a reward for the return of these most valuable bricks.
I am conscious that you have put yourselves out to capture these thieves, and there is a traditionally there is a though you recaptured them and they've come into the hands of the law in under a day, and officially the recapture this is stolen property. My stolen property. It still belongs to me, but I'm quite willing to give you a reward of. He looks at the six of you, say 200 gold each for your help in this matter.
Did the architect actually mention his name at all?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
All
right.
Insight check that to see if just simply negotiating tactic. Does it seem like he could go up?
Make an insight.
All right. Ooh, a total of 16.
You're pretty convinced you can make anyone go up.
Yeah. Well, you see, all the effort that we had to put into, and then the physical labor, and then I had to subcontract out other people to help with the bricks. They were quite heavy, and then we had to fix the wagon because it was broken and overturned. I mean, that would barely cover my bottom line, you understand. A man of your significant stature would surely be more appreciative of the return of his property than that.
You overestimate my stature, and he goes into the same patter. I'd like to make an opposed persuasion check, and we'll see.
Okay. What am I rolling? You want to
persuasion?
Okay.
And he gets trying to beat a 15.
All right, I got +4 on this number. Oh, that would be an unnatural 20.
20 total. So for each point over 15, I'm going to give you 5%. So you've raised it 25% to 250.
Both of us math guys where money's concerned. Right. Thank you very much. And where does he go to get the money? Does he just pull it out from a coin purse? Does he have to get up and go?
Yes, he gets up and goes to a door at the other end of the room.
I will follow him.
And leaves you. Says, "Excuse me one moment," as you go up to follow. Please, there is water on the side. He says he's about to say there are drinks on the sideboard, and he says there is water on the sideboard. He says, pointing at the sideboard, and then he goes through the door and closes the door after him, and you hear steps going up. You hear his steps going upstairs.
Okay, fellas, you got a couple minutes to do whatever you'd like to do here before he comes
All right,
back.
so go over to the wall.
Okay.
Yes. Just follow Thorak over to the wall.
All right.
Yep.
Or just kind of looking at
there's
the
definitely a breeze there.
There's something
Definitely
going
a breeze
on here.
coming
I
through that.
smell death.
Death? Or
Yeah, this place
So-
is not right.
Does it look like it might be a mechanical false wall? With the 27 investigation, do I see any like marks on the floor that maybe the door swings one way or another?
Jeb's
To be
going to try and
honest,
put his hand through the door or the wall.
Yeah, it's covered.
If it's
It's
an
covered by an illusion. There is. They are building a false door that will be physical one day, but at the moment it's just a contraption. It's just the frame, and you can walk through it at the moment. But he's covered it with an illusion, but you see through it quickly. And there are stairs. There are stairs going down and stairs going up. A very sort of narrow, sort of foot wide passageway going down or up.
Any way to tell where the smell is coming from? I assume down, but
It's actually coming from upstairs, and the sawing sound is coming from upstairs as well. Here, some of the bricks that you saw in the other place have made the walls to this secret staircase.
So, question. There's something going on here. Be aware that the bricks that were about of this stairway are the same type that were exploding on the street. So worst comes to worst, stay behind me. I can make this whole area explode.
Oh, the bricks are actually mortared. These bricks are not loose. They've made a wall, and there's mortar holding them.
Right,
So-
that's
so
fine.
you
I'm
won't be
saying
able
that
to-
I can destroy
you
the
won't be able to
bricks.
pick
I
one
can
up.
destroy a large
Yeah.
area of brick. Rather than
Okay.
trying to break them one at a time, I can shatter the whole
Yep.
hallway.
Yeah, Shatter
Okay.
would work, wouldn't it? Or Thunderwave might work. They were
Right.
fine.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do, is just shatter it.
Yeah, can we not explode the building with us in it just yet?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I was
Why
just
has no one
saying,
ever spoken?
if things go
I know.
bad,
I got you. I'm just saying,
Is,
let's try not to explode the building with us in it.
is somebody standing at the bottom of the stairs listening up?
I'm
Yep,
standing
you're doing that.
where he went to go get the coin.
And
Okay,
Yeah.
Oral is
Ittig.
going to
Ittig, what are you doing?
no.
Ed is just trying
Are you-
to go up the stairs when everyone's just talking, like how to do it.
There's only room for one to go at a time. Who would like to go first? You see Ittig going first. Okay, Ittig goes up the stairs.
All right, so yeah, Mac will bring up the rear.
Oral will actually, given the spoke that the smell of death and such, he will
different
try
stairs.
to use his divine sense to see if there's something like not of this
Yep.
realm in this.
You can detect undead upstairs.
Are we talking different stairs than the
Yes,
one dude went up?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. Possibly to the same place, but
Different stairs.
a different staircase.
Okay. I don't know if I want to go or if I want to stay down here.
As soon as he detects that, you are suddenly going to see how he reaches for his weapon, kind of unseats it from his bag and says, "Be on guard. There's foul creatures up there."
I'll stay down here.
And he will start.
Okay, good luck with that guy when he comes back and we're all gone.
Okay.
Okay, Ittig, you come up. You come up into a room where there are some foreign people, some foreign-looking grey-skinned, dried people. Some are sawing at woodwork, and others basically they're preparing planks, and one with long sort of rotting hair and rotting flesh is in charge of them, sort of instructing them. And what's your stealth? Your stealth roll. Okay, you make some noise coming up the stairs, and this lank-haired, white, rotting figure in studded leather looks up at you and goes, "Intruder," and the others all react and roll initiative, please. Everybody.
What the hell?
So
I'm rolling horrible.
I'll roll initiative even if I'm not up there at the moment, but just so you could like, what do you do? What do you hear? D20 plus 2 will be 15 for Grom total.
I got a 21 for Machiavelli.
Okay. It's the second.
All right.
So Graham's total was 13 or better?
15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
Morel is on 9.
Yep.
Throak is on... What's Throak's?
Kicking ass at 8.
Pardon? An 8? Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. And Ittig. Ah.
A 4.
I'll just do like this. So the first to react is this white-haired figure. Says intruders and moves over to attack you. He draws a long sword and stabs out at you in the stairwell, moving to block you off from coming into the room, and moving so nobody else will be. You'll have to force your way past him to get into the room if you want to. And he attacks you with right. Just one moment. $21. Does that hit?
Yes.
So he cuts into you for 7, and then as he cuts into you, he reaches out with his hand, grips at your throat with his second attack, but he misses with that one. Well, hits an AC of 10, which I guess is a miss.
Miss.
Okay. Others starts. The others. That's what happens first. I mean, Machiavelli, you're at the bottom of the stairs. Is there anything you'd like to do?
What's the distance between the bottom of the stairs and the top of the stairs?
About 20 feet, but the problem is the width. It's a foot wide.
That's actually not a problem for me.
Okay.
Is it possible to get the creature, whatever it happens to be, to make a strength save with a DC 15, please?
Okay. Strength save DC 15.
Yes, sir.
So let's see. Describe what happens. He fails.
Okay, so at the bottom of the stairs, Machiavelli will thrust his hand out towards this, whatever it is that's attacking Itig, and he will be flung back 10 feet away from the opening, and he will also take 2d8 points of damage, which I will roll now. Where's the d8? So it'll take 4 points of damage, and it is push is force damage.
Okay.
And he's pushed straight away from the door.
Okay, pushed away from the top of the stairs.
Right. Entrance to that room.
Okay.
And that is his main action. His bonus action, he is going to pull the metal cylindrical object from his belt and will get himself ready, and turn himself around so that he's looking at the door where
where the
Rock is.
Where the
other one is going to be coming back. Yeah.
Where the architect went. Okay.
Yeah. And that's his turn.
Graham, you're at the bottom of the stairs. You hear, because there's no sort of closed doors between you and this combat, you hear the voice intruders and somebody stagger back. You're standing at the bottom of the stairs. Would you like to react, or what would you like to do? Can you hear Mike?
Sorry, muted. I was muted, not you. I will use my action to equip my shield.
Mm-hmm.
And bonus action, hide. right by the door. So if anybody comes out of the door that the architect came out of and comes running out of there, there's a possibility of an opportunity attack.
Okay. Okay, so you're hidden.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah,
else?
that's it.
Well,
That's
a ready action, basic, or opportunity.
But yeah, just a plan on an opportunity attack. That's it.
Yep.
Equip shield, bonus action hide, no movement, no nothing, no free actions, no nothing.
Okay. Oral. Looking up the stairs, you see Itig in front of you. He's been hit once by a sword and then pushed back. Then his assailant was pushed back.
Does he assume it is like a choke point? There's no way of, I guess, reaching from behind or something?
No, it's not really built for combat. This staircase, it's too narrow for any swinging, any bludgeoning or slashing weapons. With a small piercing weapon, you might be able to fight in the stairs, but nothing else. The only thing you can do is go up or down, and at the moment, going up is blocked. You can wait your turn or cast a spell. Even a spell with somatic components would be difficult in this staircase. You could cast it before you go in and then go up if you like.
He will kind of stand by the side of the stairs in the lower floor, given he hadn't started to go up, and he will tell the others, we need to bring the conflict to a place where we can actually move. Let them calm down. And he's just going to, well, did Tigger took like a very, he's going to stay down, and just for the moment he's just going to like ready his action in case like someone hostile gets in range to attack him.
Okay.
For the moment.
Okay. So am I right? You've moved to the side of the steps so people can come down.
Yeah.
Okay. Thorak.
Sorry. Thorak is going to cast Toll the Dead, the guy with the longsword. So it's a DC 17 Wisdom save.
Do you need to be able to see him because he's been pushed back from the door and you can't see round a corner?
Then yeah, I would.
Okay.
So I'll just back up and prepare to cast Toll the Dead if the guy comes back into view.
Okay. So you're sort of at the bottom of the stairs looking up, ready for if he comes.
Right.
Okay. And then before you go, the others, the ones without the long swords, come stumbling forward with their makeshift weapons and hit out at you.
All right.
Actually, one of them gets there and starts trying to attack, but he blocks the way for the others. Another two can be in the doorway attacking at you, but they both sort of miss you. So there are two blocking your way into the room now. There are others. There are another four behind them, pushing sort of towards the door where you are, but there's no route. You'd have to sort of push. Well, it's your turn now. There are 7 people in this room.
Damn. And I cannot use my great sword, my great axe.
You can, if you use your force to force your way into the room, you could use it. But in the stairwell, no. Where you are at the moment, no. The stairwell is at right angles to the room that you've come up. So the ones at the bottom are looking sort of round the corner up the stairs, up this 1 foot wide set of stairs to the top. At the bottom, there's plenty of room. And if you force your way past them, pushing or shoving, you'd need to sort of push and shove and then move to get past them and possibly provoke opportunity attacks to get into the room. But if you got into the room, then you could draw your sword. But you need to shove before you get in there.
Well, it goes into rage, first of all.
Okay.
And I will force myself to the room.
Okay. This is an opposed athletics roll, so roll your athletics at advantage, but they've also got advantage because there are people pushing behind them on them. So
first roll, second roll.
So they get a 14. You've got to beat a 14, and you've got an 18. So yep. Okay, you push them, you push 2 of them back, and you can force your way into the room if you like.
All right, I'll go into the room.
Okay.
And I take out my sword. I'm in frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
And
so the first push was your first attack. You can make another attack if you have another.
That's why frenzy gives me a bonus action to do a second attack.
But your bonus action this round was to go into a rage, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I cannot do anything more.
Okay, so you forced your way into the room and drawn your greatsword, but
yes,
you can attack next round. Okay. Let's see. And you hear some muttering from up this Graham and Machiavelli, you're back in the room downstairs watching the other door, and from the other side of the door you hear somebody casting a spell in the distance.
Oh shit.
Shit. No, I want you to run out, dude. Not run out. Okay. Cool.
But that's all they do. I mean, you don't see them. You don't see what this spell is, but they're casting a spell.
And the door doesn't open?
No.
Okay.
They sound they're not on the other side of the door. They're probably sort of 20, 30 feet away.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just immediately on the other side of the door, but
No.
like they're down. Okay.
Yeah, they're up the stairs and in a room upstairs.
Oh.
A different room, you'd guess, from the one from that one, but from the one that the combat's going on in. But they're preparing a spell.
Okay.
Machiavelli, what would you like to do?
Step into the room.
The room where the spell.
Step back into the room away from the staircase so that people can get back and through. And Mac will not shout out very loudly, but loud enough to communicate to the ones up on the stairs that there's a caster on the other side of the door, and we're about to have more company. It's like, need a little help down here.
Caster, that's me.
And he'll move to the side of the room, not furthest away from the door, but not like right there near the door that's shielding us from the caster. And he will use his main action to activate his Sunblade, and his bonus action will be to switch to the psychic weapon psionic discipline.
Okay.
Dude,
Okay.
you got a Sunblade? You're badass.
Truly a Jedi. Like his father before him, or, something. And that'll be his turn.
Graham, what are you doing? Oh, sorry. The one with the I missed the one with the long sword. So he comes in to attack you in the room. He attacks with his long sword. AC 13. Does that hit you?
Misses.
And then he follows up with a savage blow, trying to catch your neck. AC 20. Did that hit?
Yes.
Okay. As his hand, his sort of tenderly claws grip round your neck, you can feel your flesh sort of burning and going cold with pain, and you take 4 points of necrotic, and in addition to that, can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yes, give me a second. Got a 20.
Okay. Yep. You feel your flesh sort of seizing up, but then you sort of have a burst of adrenaline, and you overcome this feeling. Moving on to Graham. Graham, what would you like to do?
Grom would like to try the door. The door that the architect went in.
Okay. You open the door.
Behind him?
You open the door. There's some stairs leading up. These stairs are 20 foot long, and they open up into a room above. You can see some sort of furnishings upstairs. The edge of a bed. There's some daylight coming in. It looks like a sort of lived-in room.
Sneak up the stairs.
Moving as quietly as possible. There are. Make an investigation roll.
That'll be a straight D20. I got no pluses on that. Fucking A.
What did you get?
19.
19. Excellent. Excellent. Because my screen's just gone off for a second. So you spot on one of the stairs some sort of telltale signs of a some telltale signs of magic, some sort of some spell has been cast on one of the steps. There's a tiny little magical symbol in the corner, and you see you see a little bit of silver wire down there, and you've as somebody who's used to traveling stealthily, you've heard about the alarm spell, and you suspect it's on that spell, on that step or something like that. You avoid it and move up to the top. And there in the room beyond, you see a shimmering sort of grey semicircle in the center of the room, blocking out vision. You can't see what's in this magical grey shimmering semicircle, but you guess that the spellcaster is in there. You hear little bits of. No, you don't hear anything, but you guess that the spellcaster is in this this area.
Electric buzzing, like force noise, maybe.
It's not force energy, but there is magical energy. You can smell it.
Excuse me, but okay. Action will be. Dodge.
Okay. Nice move.
Thank you. I don't know what else to do at the moment.
Okay, on to Aurel. Aurel, you're at the bottom of the stairs. You can hear the barbarian has launched himself into a room and he's fighting upstairs. The others have crept up the other direction. Which way would you like to go?
He's going. Did he like? Does he see still a Machiavelli?
Machiavelli, you went to.
Back in the waiting room.
Yeah, you're
went
downstairs.
Yeah.
You're downstairs, and
downstairs.
you're waiting for the sorcerer to appear, aren't you? The caster to appear.
Yes, he did move away from the stairs in order to allow people from upstairs to come downstairs if necessary. So I'm not really sure where we'll be able to see him.
You've moved from the secret stairs to the bottom of the other stairs, and you're waiting for the sorcerer to appear.
Not the bottom of the other stairs. He's inside the room. He's
Just
not
inside
not at the other stairs, though.
Well, doesn't matter much. He will kind of look in one direction, then the other, and say, "Knew this all was spreading out," and he will start rushing upwards to the stairs to get to the upper room where Tig is fighting with the seemingly undead.
Okay. You get to the top of the stairs. There are two more. There are two on there who've been pushed back into the room. Two are on the side of the stairs. There are two. There are two sort of grey-skinned foreigners there at the top of the stairs. There are 5 in the room and surrounded by the barbarian.
Can he, so as he gets to the top of the stairs, can he engage those two that were pushed back?
Yes, you can. You can step 5 feet into the room and engage them. Okay,
then as he reaches to the undead, he says, "Foul creatures, you shouldn't even exist, but you will not for long. Let Lafando's light strike the dead," and he's going to attack them with Dawnstar, his greatsword.
Okay.
Once I yes, and normal attack to start. That's a 14 hit.
Yes.
Okay, so that's we have to. It's 3, 16, 21. So that's 34 points of damage.
Nice one. So,
yeah, that's very effective against that.
Yeah, you cut in and search through it, sear through its flesh. Is some of that radiant damage, I guess?
Yeah, half of it, more or less.
Okay. It burns up to your radiant holy fire, and you take one of them down. There's still one standing, but describe how you destroy one of these living dead abominations.
He basically starts to swing towards the head of the creature, and you see as he's swinging, his greatsword seems to be vibrating, like kind of like following the blow as if it really like wanted to find its mark and glow faintly before it makes contact, cleaving perfectly like the creature's head, kind of with a sizzling sound as the rotten flesh kind of burns a bit in the point of contact when the cut is performed, and then he quickly takes the sword back and prepares for another hit, this time overhead.
Do you get another attack?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Second attack. He can actually get a third too because he goes off. So the second attack is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yep, nice. 4.
Okay, no rolls. So that's one roll. It's getting on the middle. So that's 9, 13 plus 18, 34.
Okay, and your second blow takes out the other one.
Okay. Does Horrell have
In radiant fire. Pardon?
Does he have any remaining movement after that?
Yes, you still have another 10 feet. You can close with the others as well. Or get to beside. You can push your way beside, well, near Ittig if you like.
Well, he is going to close in with the others, and given the inertia for having quickly dispatched the two that were by the door, he's going to charge in with a third strike using his bonus action, giving his Great Weapon Master feat.
Okay.
Without an enemy this round. And then that third attack is going to be a 20 to hit.
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm rolling. And that's going to deal an extra...
All the damage. It's going to deal an extra all the damage.
32 points of damage.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you take out a third. In 3 swift, economical blows, you destroy 3 of these living dead.
And that's going to be his turn.
Nice one. Moving on to Throak.
So, hearing cries of anguish usually follow Oral wading into battle. Throak's going to go the other direction and go look for the
Architect.
The architect. So
Architect.
you hurry up the stairs. I'm guessing afterwards.
Yes.
Make an investigation roll. And an Arcana, please. Okay, you avoid the alarm spell, and you get to the top, and you spot this dome, and you think it is Learman's tiny hut.
Tiny hut.
In the center of the
I
room.
cast it many, many times.
Yes. And there it is in the center of the room.
I will look over to Graham.
Grom!
Since Grom looks like he's all absolutely ready, I will cast Dispel Magic on Lehman's tiny hut.
Okay. It's 3rd level, so yes, it dispels it. And there you see sitting on a chair, just sitting on a high-backed chair with a neck rest, is the architect. But he seems to be in some sort of trance. There is behind him there is a construct of some kind, a metallic, large construct with his shield up, ready to defend this. Comatose or sort of hibernating or meditating being in front of you.
I'm sorry, I'm getting like flashbacks to the Matrix Reloaded or something. It's like the architect in a high back chair. Confusing thing. I'm sorry. Go on.
It's all right. I'm getting flashbacks to all of the study Thrak has just been doing on constructs and golems.
Mm-hmm. Make a nature roll, Arcana roll. I'll take you 16. That you had that already. You recognise this as a shield guardian protecting it.
Ah.
Shit.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
For now.
Now, when I go to my character sheet to figure out what the fuck I can do.
Thrak, is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's it for now. I had no bonus actions.
Okay. And Ittig. Oh, sorry. Just a second. First of all, they lumber at you. They try and attack. 1,
Mess.
2, 3.
Mess.
Okay, the 3 are ineffectively trying to hit at you with their fists.
Well, that's it for them?
Yep.
Well, I will attack the closest to me.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to
My
go for
great-
the one with the longsword or one of the unarmored one? One of the unarmored craftsmen.
The one with the long sword. He has hit me too many times.
Okay.
Get my character again. My great axe is +3. Let's say 2 hit. 25.
25. Okay. Yes, your blow connects.
My great axe has necrotic damage. Does it affect them or not?
Just a quick check.
I do not believe
It does.
necrotic damage.
It affects it. Maybe not completely, but tell me if you can break it down. And what kind of weapon is it? A magical weapon then?
It's a magical weapon. It's a +3.
So tell me how much damage you do with your weapon and how much is necrotic. Break it down.
Alright. Normal attack is 8, and necrotic it will be 5 plus that will be 13, 18 damage.
18
Total.
necrotic or no?
5 necrotic and
and the rest is so it was 13 was normal
slashing.
and yeah, 13 was slashing and the rest was necrotic. Okay.
Mhm.
So he hisses and staggers back at your first blow.
Second attack, 'cause I'm doing frenzy.
Mhm.
14.
Yep, that hits. And your third attack will hit as well.
I will be. I only have 2 attacks. I'm level.
Okay, that's advantage. Okay. So you do.
I'll do one damage of necrotic and 15 slashing.
Okay. Again, he hisses with pain, but he's still up.
And that will be it.
The necrotic doesn't seem to be doing much damage, but it's doing a little. Okay, and after Itig, then let's see who's appeared in the room. Can you roll? Graham, have you been using stealth?
I snuck up there, but I would not say I'm in the room.
Can you make a stealth roll, please?
Okie dokie doggy doggy. This will be +4. Natural 20.
Okay. So the only one he's aware of at the moment is Thrak. So Thrak, can you make a charisma save, please?
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, this ought to be awesome.
Okay, let me just give you some context here. Suddenly you feel crawling in at you from the inside of your brain. Something is trying to take possession of you, and make a charisma save, please.
That's a 12. So it has
12.
possession.
Yep. Okay. The rest of you, let's have a look. Yeah, Graham, you see the sort of veins stick out on Throak's neck, and he starts sweating, but then his eye and he looks really distracted, but then his eyes clear, and he smiles. Make an insight roll.
Alright, this will be +2.
Everything's fine.
That'll be a total of 19 there.
Okay. Yep. You're pretty sure that you saw the woman earlier, and you're pretty sure that Throak has been possessed or taken over. Now it's back to Machiavelli.
Okay, so Mac's standing in a room by himself. He saw Grom and Throak run up one set of stairs, and everybody else ran up the other set of stairs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's correct.
It's ridiculous. That's what he's going to say to himself. And then he's going to run up the stairs where he can hear fighting going on. So he's running straight back up to where Itig and Oral are.
Okay. You get up to the top of the stairs, and you can see there are four sort of rotting corpses still left on their feet.
Okay. Do I have enough movement to get to one of them?
Yep, you can get... Yes, what is your movement?
30.
No, not this round.
Okay, then what Mac will do instead is how many are on Itig versus how many are on Oral?
There are 3 on... To be honest, at the moment, none of them have turned to Oral yet.
Okay, so can I get one of the undead that are surrounding Itig to make an intelligence DC 15 save, please?
One of them is wielding a longsword and is moving more dexterously than the others. Would you like to go for that one or one of the others?
If it's moving more dexterously, it's probably got some sort of intelligence to it. So Mac's going to target one of the other ones.
Okay. So what was the
DC 15
check? DC 15 in
intelligence.
intelligence. Okay. Has no doesn't resist your magic.
Okay, so it will take a total of 9 points of psychic damage from the psychic talent Mind Thrust. There's nothing else. It's just 2d10 psychic, save or suck type spell, and we'll move in. And Mac will move into the room as far as possible in order to try and close the distance, and that'll be his turn.
Nice. Okay. The one with the long sword. I'll just choose randomly. 1 to 3, it'll be against Itig. 4 to 6, it'll go for the. So it turns its attentions to Oral and lashes out at Oral with his sword.
Is it Oral 5? Is it 5 feet away from me?
From who? From Itig or from Oral?
From the monster. Is it 5 feet away from me and close?
It doesn't move out of combat range, if that's what you're asking. It doesn't provoke an opportunity.
He has the Sentinel feat.
Oh, yep, yes, you can do that if you've got Sentinel. I'll do its attack first, and then you tell me how you do with the Sentinel. Okay.
It's 21, just in case.
Yep, you'll hit. You'll finish it off, but it'll get its attacks off at the same time. So 11 and does an 18 hit you, Oral?
Nope.
Okay. It lashes out at you, and as it does so, do you want to describe your attack, Itig?
Well, I see it's a zombie, right? Kind of a zombie.
Undead being. It's actually a white.
I see the white undead attacking my fellow comrade, and I just react by instant, and just with my great axe with all strength, and just decapitate him after he swings his attack.
The head rolls around the room and comes to a stop. Grom. Oh.
Can
It doesn't. It.
how meta can I be?
I'm just thinking. Actually, can the architect move you on its turn, or will it have to wait until? Just possessing you was its full turn, so it can't do anything else. So, Graham, you've seen your companion possessed by the architect.
I would like to. How meta can I don't have Arcana skill. I have seen this possession thing again. What Michael wants to do is to have Brahm find a magic jar, a gem, a circlet, a something on the architect and destroy it. Would Brahm know to do this? No.
I'll give you. Let's see. It's magic jar is a 6th level spell that you don't put in. That you don't have. Fifth, but you don't have access to it. So I'm gonna. Well, I mean, do you have any arcane magic?
I'm a bard. I'm a 1st level bard.
do bards get magic jar or not? Is it a possibility? No, I think it's only wizards that get magic jar.
Yeah.
But still, you're. I'll say Arcana roll of DC difficulty 15. It's a 5th level spell, 15. And if you get that, you've heard enough about the spell to know that it needs
Well, I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the architect.
Actually, but make a perception roll anyway.
Oh, okay. Perception will just be a straight D20 roll as well.
Okay.
And so I'm going to look at Throak, knowing that he's possessed by the architect, because I've seen that before, and we've already established that. And I'll be like, "Excuse me, good sir, but my friends seem to have stumbled on something, and we did not mean to disturb you at all. Forgive Phil and me, and I'll just be on my way. And trust me, you don't have to worry about me telling anybody. My lips are sealed. Goblin's honor."
And because that's just such a goblin thing to do, I'm going to give you advantage on this persuasion roll. Because it's so convincingly, it's so completely goblin.
Okay. Oh, and the advantage 17. There we go. Persuasion would be +4, so 21 total.
Ah. I will need useful servants in this city.
Christ, I'm your man.
I will need useful servants in this city, and you have proved yourself resourceful. I will certainly consider it. Says Throak to you. Oral. I'll come back to you in a second when it's Throak's turn. Oral.
Okay, cool. I'm good. If you want an action, I'll dodge.
Oh, do you want? You're carrying on with the dodge. Okay.
I suppose. I don't know. Fuck. I would just FYI, I just want to sit there and go, and then stick my sword into the body of the architect. I'm not. Yeah, persuasion check. I'm done. Skip on to the next guy. Sorry.
Is there anything else? I mean, you can do other things, can't you? But is there anything else you'd like to do?
At the moment, no.
Okay, Oral. There are still 3 of these grey-skinned artisans, artisans is too much of a word, labourers standing.
Oral will press on his attack on the 3 remaining that surrounding us. He's going to try to reach for the one that seems, as you put it, more dexterous with the longsword.
Gone down. Your Ittig finished him off.
It was that one. I thought it was one of the others. Well, he's then going just pressing on his attack to one of the other ones.
There's one slightly injured by a psychic attack, but the other 2 are at full strength.
Okay. The first attack is at 28 to hit. I guess that hits.
Easily.
And
you're not going to miss. Unless you roll a 1, you're not going to miss, I think.
I'm really low, I see. Okay. So we have to roll that. Ooh.
Yep. You finish off one of them. The next.
Okay. He takes the second attack to the next one next to him. Oh, yeah.
11. That is a miss. That's a That's a natural one, isn't it? So it's a miss. I won't give you a sort of fumble or anything because officially you'd still hit it with an 11.
Okay. He kind of staggers for a moment, missing the blow, but still tries to get back on his feet and using the inertia of the weapon, do a third attack as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm. So you hit.
20 plus. Okay, so 28. 35.
Okay. Okay, yes, you destroy the second one. There's just one left standing. Moving back to Throak. I don't... It's a while since I've actually read this, and I don't think you get a save until... you don't get any more saves, I don't think.
I'll read it up if you want.
Yes, please.
I used to love that spell back in 2nd edition, and that was one of the first things when I got my 5e handbook, and it was underwhelming in my opinion.
No, I think it's still...
back in first.
Anyway,
Throak,
you are.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no more saves.
Sorry, I'd mistaken that. Okay. You're fine. He wouldn't have. I'd forgotten about the casting time of a minute, and I hadn't noticed that. So, I've blundered.
Is
what
he
we'll say?
Casting the spell?
He would have cast another one, but I'll just say we'll go back to your turn, and now it's your turn, and you can act as you like. He tried casting a spell, it didn't work on his turn.
Oh, thank goodness, because we were all about to be really screwed. Well, I gotta say, the Shield Guardian kind of has me.
You still recognize that he's casting Magic Jar, but he hasn't finished it yet. He went upstairs. I'm just working out how long it would take. He first round that one. He's. I'm going to say he's 5 rounds through it. He's got another 5 rounds to go. He's not going to survive that, but we'll see.
Oh, he's absolutely not going to survive that because the Shield Guardian alone has me freaked out. I'm going to fork this mother forker.
Go for it.
Animate objects. I pull out 10 forks. I throw them at him. Try and concentrate through this forker.
Yeah, there's no way. But go tell me. Let's see.
So, 10 forks. And
tell me how many in armament class of 16.
They have an AC of 18.
Oh no! Tell me how many of
They're
them.
All tiny.
Do you get the attacks this round or with the?
I get the. So for my main action is casting the spell, and they get to attack this round, and then every round, it's a bonus action attack.
Yeah, it's vicious, this one. Just roll your attacks in. His AC is 16.
So,
unless you want to go for the Shield Guardian.
Nope, they're all going for him.
Yeah, I thought so.
1 miss, 2 miss, 3 miss. So 10 and 18, 26, 32, 38, 45 damage.
45 damage.
And it will be seven concentration checks. All at 10, but 7 of them.
Yep. I'll just assume that the spell goes down. The spell he was casting fails. $45, did you say?
Homer? Homer!
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's it. 45. No,
Okay.
you're fine.
Okay. So that was anything else you'd like to do, Throg? As he loses concentration on a spell.
Back up.
Okay.
Other than
And-
that's my turn.
Okay. Ittig. Oh no, first of all, the one surviving one. 1 to 3, Oral, 4 to 6. Ittig. So against Ittig. $17.
It's
It hits. Oof. So it blunders into you and hits you for this is +1. 8 points of
is
bludgeoning.
it bludgeoning? It's half.
Yep. Yep.
Four.
So half. You hardly feel it through your adrenaline rage. Back to Machiavelli. No,
It's my
Nope.
turn.
no, it's not yet. It's actually
Yes.
the angrily the guy stands up, the shield guardian just behind him, and he unleashes. How close are you? Oh, you backed up, didn't you? So he
Yes, I did.
unleashes. He mutters words. There's an explosion, and skeletal hand claws its way out of the ceiling and comes flying down towards you,
Oh, hold on.
hitting.
Do I have any way of knowing what that spell is?
Yes, you recognize it as Chill Touch. Hitting an AC of 24.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll cast Shield, and it doesn't hit.
Okay. And as he backs off to the window, looks out, casts Misty Step. Suddenly, mist takes the form of where he was, and then it just blows and disappears into the sky, and he's disappeared from your sight. And you guess from the way he looked
Crap.
out the window that he's moved out. The Shield Guardian, however, does not do that. The Shield Guardian tries pounding you. Steps over towards you.
So
Mhm.
if he's moving past the animated forks, he'll take opportunity attacks.
Do they take opportunity attacks from spells?
No. They're not spells. They're a construct.
Okay.
They're creatures now.
Yep. Okay.
Only until
But you moved. Oh, but you moved out of the way, but they were still there. Okay.
because
Okay.
they have flying, so they're floating orcs.
What what I'll do instead, then he won't provoke the opportunity attack. He'll just use the Misty Step from where he stands and appear in the air and fall to the ground outside and take falling damage. Can you roll 2d6, please?
Certainly. Maybe. Ah, there we are. Got it. Sorry. I don't know why, but for some reason, there we go. That's gone. That's back up. 7.
Okay. The shield guardian comes forward to pound you with his fists. 2 attacks.
Does the shield guardian move within range of within 5 feet of the forks?
Yes.
Because he was right next to it.
Yep.
So all 10 of them, or 5, or
Yep.
how many forks?
Let's say all of them.
Okay.
He wades his way through them. How many hit an AC of 17?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hit for 7, 13, 28, 33, 38 damage.
38.
44 damage total.
44. Okay. Then he hammers down at you. 2 attacks. You've still got your shield up, haven't you?
I do. Total AC is 26 now.
Okay. Oh man. So 2 misses. One just misses you completely. The other one bounces off your shield, and then he strides past you and starts trying to make his way down the stairs. But yeah, trying to make his way down the stairs. You can use an attack of opportunity if you have one.
I would like to.
Do you have any
but
weapon
apparently I
in
didn't.
your hand?
Yeah, I have a quarterstaff.
Okay.
Well, it's a quarterstaff, but it's got a warhammer head that I just use as a quarterstaff because it's easier.
Okay.
But it's a miss. Yeah, it's a miss. Total of 12.
Okay. Okay. That was it. So now to Machiavelli.
Okay, there's still one of these undead left.
Yes. And you can hear through a door on the other side of the room, you can hear some large creature moving.
All right.
Large metallic construct moving.
So lots of thuds and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
All right. Mac will. How far away is the undead? 10 feet.
Yep.
Okay, so Mac will move forward 10 feet, and will attack with his Sunblade.
Hmm.
So that's going to be. Give me just a second to find out. So it's a 17 to hit.
Okay. Yep, that hits.
And it's because it's an undead. The
It's gonna
Sunblade.
You're gonna wipe it out, but
Yeah.
let's find out the damage for interest's sake.
Okay. So the damage is 17, but because there's something next to it, it'll be a total of 18. That D6 is for sneak attack. So 18 total points of damage.
It's just enough to finish it off.
And after Mac has flourished his blade and decapitated the undead, he will move the 20 feet forward towards the door, and if that'll get him clear of the door, he'll clear the door into the next room.
Yep, you just see this cloud of forks in the front and this sort of metal construct clumping its way through the cloud of forks and down the stairs.
Oh yeah,
Grum.
after that is when like, oh shit, we got bigger problems, and that's his turn.
Grum.
Grom will first want to run to the window and look down to see if he can see the architect.
Yes, you can. The architect is lying on the floor.
How far?
He fell. Right. It was about 15 feet. 15 feet out. 15 feet out and 20 feet down. So, I'm not very good at the mathematics, but say about 25 feet away.
Okay, sure. Actually, that would be like pretty much right. 3, 4, 5 triangle would be the Pythagorean theorem. Yeah. Okay. I would like to have the architect make a fucking wisdom save. Charm person. I don't know if he's actually a person or not.
You're not even sure that he's conscious at the moment.
Well, I'm gonna give it a go that he is.
Okay. It won't make any difference. You can still cast Charm Person whether they're conscious or not. So cast it.
Alright, and wisdom saving throw for him. DC. Oh shit, what is my DC? I think it's 12. Yeah. Yep, DC's 12.
He already has a liking for you. You're a obvious goblin. So.
Hey! You need any help down there?
Okay.
You're I would like to proceed to climb down the window to him.
Okay.
And I want to yell as I'm jumping out the window. I want to yell back into the room, be like, "That shield guardian is gonna go back to find the architect." So, just FYI, if you kill him, he won't track the architect down for you. But if you just follow him, and whisper that under my breath as I'm climbing down to the architect area. I'm coming, everybody.
It's not a difficult climb to make. There are building materials actually on here, and it's sort of make a athletics roll DC 10.
See now that I have actually +4 athletics. I am a nimble fucking goblin. That would be a total 15 for me.
No problem. You make your way down. No problem.
Okay. And
anything else you'd like to do?
That's my action. I could bonus action, like give somebody some inspiration, but before I actually climb down the window when I'm whispering to, hey, if y'all will just follow him down instead of killing him, we won't lose track of the thing. I'll be like, and I know you can do it, Machiavelli. You're pretty cool. So I will throw you a bardic inspiration as a bonus action, Machiavelli. DC, decent for an attack, a save, an ability check. Whatever.
Excellent. Thank you.
Throak, what would you like to do? Oh, sorry. Have you anything else to do?
That's all. Cast a spell as an action.
Oh, sorry. I've jumped oral.
And through a bonus action, bardic inspiration. I'm done.
Yep. Oral.
Well, he'll quickly look around, and given there's no more undead in the room, he will proceed to the next room.
Mm-hmm.
Given it's like the only reasonable way to go.
Okay. I've described it before what's in there. So and once you get into the room, what would you like to do? Go to the window or try and get down the stairs? Follow the construct?
Yeah, he's going to follow the loud, lumbering construct down the stairs.
Okay, you get to the top of the stairs. Is there anything else you'd like to prepare or do whilst you're traveling? Any action or spell?
No. He will,
Okay.
if needed, he will dash to get there faster.
Do you want to use your dash to catch up with the construct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you catch up with the construct, but that's all you can do that round.
Okay, perfect.
Throak.
So I'm going, as soon as he sees Oral dash after the construct, Throak's going to yell after him, "Don't kill the construct just yet. Follow it, but don't kill it yet." I'm going to, for my bonus action, I'm going to look to my forks and say, "Get him, boys!" And they can travel 20 feet. They have a 20-foot fly speed. So would they get their attacks?
After the construct or after which one?
After the architect.
No, they can get out, but they can't get to him yet.
That's fine. They're going after him, and that's what really matters. Throak is going to jump out the window.
You go to the window, and okay, you're jumping to the ground.
Yes.
Is that right? It's a 20-foot drop.
That's okay.
Okay. Have you got any special abilities to save you from this or not?
I suppose it's okay if you're
I have
level.
I have
Okay.
I have a good athletic skill, and I have an arcane shield, arcane ward.
Okay.
So that'll protect me from most of the damage.
Okay. You can use athletics or acrobatics and make a DC 15 athletics or acrobatics roll. It's not going to save you from all the damage, but it'll give you advantage on.
Nope. That's not gonna cut it. With a plus 8, I got 10.
Okay, so you fall, and it's not going to kill you. Oh, this hasn't got +4, so you only take 3 points damage anyway. It wasn't a heavy landing.
All right. So my arcane ward will take that 3.
Okay, so you don't need to make a concentration check. Am I right?
Deal. Yes, sir.
No, technically you do.
Um,
Kind of damage you take. The DC is either 10 or half damage taken, whichever is greater.
But he hasn't taken the
But
damage.
I didn't take any damage.
He doesn't take any damage with the arcane ward.
Oh, then
It absorbs it.
my bad.
Yep.
No worries. And so do I still have my main action left, right?
Yes, you can still have a main action. You're not up to him yet, but he's 15 feet away from you.
I'm going to...
And he's lying on the floor.
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead. Because he's looking pretty dead.
And he's grinning at me. He likes me. He's my buddy.
You're casting
So
what?
DC 17 wisdom save.
Okay. Sorry, you just have to bear with me a second because my screen's playing up.
Does it make a sound and then it turns off and then it makes another sound, it turns back on?
No, it's just gone blue. Can somebody roll that wisdom's? Oh no, it's back, so it's all right.
Sorry, mine was doing that for a while. I ended up having to get a new PC.
Oh, I might have to get one, but it'd be cheaper if I don't.
Right, absolutely. Well, no, it
7.
it was.
So he fails.
That's a fail. 18 necrotic damage.
Okay. You see his body convulsing in front of you.
And that makes me happy too. And that's my turn.
Very good. Itzig.
Oh, where am I at right now? Am I still in the room or?
You're still in the back room, and you can hear Construct clumping down the stairs that in the direction that Oral and Machiavelli went. You could possibly go the other direction and try and cut it off, or just go through the way they went and see what's happening.
I will go the other.
Or there's also the stairs. You came up the stairs, but there are stairs down into a sort of cellar, or you guess under the house. It's always a good idea to go somewhere on your own.
I would.
See, I'm raging right now. I'm not thinking straight. I just go down the stairs straight. I don't see the turn to go to the other room. I just go straight down the stairs completely.
Straight down the secret stairs, down both staircases down into the cellar. Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
Okay. You run down. Do you have any light source, or can you see in the dark?
I don't see in the dark. And
as you're going down the stairs, it's getting darker and darker. What would you like to do?
I have a torch. I will light my torch and just throw it to the end of the stairwell.
Okay. You light your torch, throw it down, and you get down to the bottom of the stairwell, and you find a little corridor with some cells off the side of it, some sort of with iron grills over it, dripping water from the ceiling, and at the end a small sort of little more than, it's not really a room, just a enlarged bit of the corridor with what looks like a circle with strange sigils on it on the floor.
That sounds like magic, but I don't know if I'm pretty sure I'm going to do investigation to see if I know what is that symbol. Pretty sure I don't know.
Pretty sure you won't. It reminds you, possibly you've seen it in a temple of Lathander.
Do I see any one of the cages or not?
No, there are shackles in the cages, but there's nobody in the shackles. Make a perception roll as well, though. Okay. You're in the dark, and though you've got your torch lit, there's a lot of gloomy, dark shadows, and you don't notice anything else.
All right. Do I still have movement, or does all my movement?
You can use a dash to go back upstairs if you want.
I will use dash.
No. To be honest, you've lit a torch. That's your action. So Yeah, you've got nothing left.
Then that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Moving back to Machiavelli.
Okay.
Just a second.
Sure.
No, it's the Shield Guardians moving. It's... Or is it the Shield Guardians move? It should be after it, Tig. I might have done it wrong on the wrong order last time, but it moves. It stomps a bit further. But it's... Aurel, you can make an attack of opportunity on it if you want.
Okay. Twelve.
No, that just bounces off it and it moves away from you 30 feet. Down to the room downstairs and out towards the street. Machiavelli.
Okay, so Mac's going to go to the window that was, I guess, it was Throak jumped out of, correct?
Yep.
So Mac's going to run to the window, and then he's going to look down. How far away is the architect from
the edge of the window? 25 feet.
25 feet.
In a sort of diagonal line.
All right.
15 foot down, 15 feet away, 10 feet downwards. No, 20 feet down, 15 feet away, but it's sort of directly 25 feet.
I got you. Yeah, it's the hypotenuse of a right triangle. All right. So here's what I would like Mr. Architect Man to do. I would like him to make a DC 15 strength check, please.
He fails.
All right. So here's what's going to happen. Machiavelli is going to reach out and grasp him with his psionic ability. And he is now grappled. And as he is being grappled by this ability, he is also going to start being crushed. So he is going to take 3d6 points worth of, bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So he'll take 3d6 bludgeoning damage, and there's no additional modifiers to that. So he's going to take a total of 6 points of damage. And he is grappled, so if he wants to get loose, it would be... I guess it'd be another DC. Wait. Grappled target can escape by succeeding on a strength or dexterity check contested by your psionic ability plus your proficiency bonus.
He looks unconscious, to be honest. You've got him gripped and you're crushing the life out of him.
Okay. It is a concentration spell with a duration of 1 minute. And is it possible for Mac to climb out of the window?
Yep.
Without taking fall damage?
DC 10 athletics.
All right, I can do that.
Or acrobatics, your choice.
I'll choose acrobatics because choosy rogues choose acrobatics.
Sorry. Athletics for climbing. Acrobatics will reduce damage from a fall, but it won't negate it completely.
Okay, well then we'll do that. So you got a 14.
Nice. Yep, you climb to the bottom.
All right, cool. All right, so he'll start walking towards him with whatever movement, if any, he has left, and we'll keep the grasp on him, but we'll no longer he won't pump any more psi points into it to crush him. So he's just grappled and apparently unconscious, and that's his turn.
Graham, what would you like to do? It looks
I would like to search his body.
okay.
He has valuables on him.
Oh,
spell
yes.
components, spell focus, like a wand, any sort of amulets or medallions or shinies.
Yep. You find all sorts. You find a medallion, some sort of amulet around his neck, in the shape. It looks vaguely similar to the construct that you saw earlier.
I'll put this on.
Pardon? Okay. You also see a crystal ball in one of his pouches. You see, you come across a pouch of diamond dust and another pouch with gold.
Okay. Yeah. No wand or spell components or anything. I want to get anything that he could use away from him, like a dagger. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm looting the body, but not with the intent of I want all his stuff. But I'm looting
Yes,
the body. Then
there's along with the diamond dust, there's other spell components in that pouch.
Okay.
And be like, hey guys,
Spices, smelly things, little bits of silver wire, all sorts of some spell components you recognize, others you don't.
okay. Now I'd just like to point out that with the possession going on here and everything, I'm not sure that this guy is not simply possessed as well, and that we're not really done. I'd just like to point that out real quick.
Make a perception roll, please.
Okay.
My perception is just a straight D20 roll. I think I'm 15.
Okay. As you say that, you hear a little sort of in the air, a sort of beating of wings somewhere up in the darkness. Not in the darkness, in the air, but you can't see what it is.
Yeah. I don't think. I think he was just a pawn, a schmuck, a schmeal.
Anyway, the shield guardian now stops moving, and you can you have come into sort of possession of a shield guardian. There's also
Cool. I might survive.
I'm just going to go through what there was. This house just seems to be. There was a little. You come across plans for just architect's plans for rebuilding a house. It's basically taking a normal Illumina house and adding lots of defenses to it, and adding also some soundproofed cells in the basement, leading up to a teleportation circle in the cellar. You have the key for the for where this would teleport to, but their plan was to cast it for a year and a day and make it a permanent teleportation circle for whatever they held in the cellar. You could a future day go and investigate where this teleportation circle leads, but we're not going to investigate that today. In the house itself, The diamond dust was worth a total of 500 gold pieces. There was, sorry, any other questions or?
I guess we would probably want to search the house from top to bottom,
Oh, yeah.
including the basement.
Yep. I'm assuming you do that, and you find also a chest that was in the upstairs room with it had 1,000 pieces in gold, but it also had bonds on banking houses here that you won't be able to cash yourselves unless you sort of masquerade as somebody called Orlek Bloom.
I can do that.
Illegally, of course, but you can masquerade. And they had some ink, and there's still all the bricks.
Yeah, we left them back in the guild hall. I bet there's more bricks here, though, right?
There's some built into the walls, but I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna actually have to leave it pretty much here. I'm running out of time.
Spellbook?
Oh yes, sorry. There is a spell book. Let me just write down the list of spells in the chat. Oh, I'll put them up. I'll put them up in the events page. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
XP.
I'll say 1. I don't know how everyone else is doing these. No, 2.
Oh. Oh.
Cool.
For a second level character, that's a lot.
Yep.
Level up.
So everybody's going to get 300 gold pieces.
300. Whoa.
Ooh.
What about the Shield Guardian? We're going to split that like treasure. Everybody roll for it.
Or
What's
you could give it to Pincus, and he'll give you money for it.
I think that would be the way to do it.
Oh, you have no idea how much a second level barbarian would love a shield guardian, though.
I can train with the.
Yeah, but you can't even use it,
Do what now?
yeah, a second level barbarian can't even use the spell storing ability he has though.
Yeah. I'll get into it.
The amulet is what controls the Shield Guardian.
Right, and that's what we're giving to Pincus, but the Shield Guardian himself stores spells, so you can cast up to 4th level spell on him and have him cast it for you later.
All right. What's a Shield Guardian worth?
A lot.
Yep. Pincus owes you one. How about he offers you each? I don't know if you've got this already, but a resurrection deal.
What's that?
If you die, if your companions bring back your body, you'll be resurrected, and he'll pay for the money. He'll pay for the diamond and things.
Yeah, not to be a stickler, but that's like it's a 500 500 gold piece diamond. Mac's not really worried about the diamond part so much as the shield guardian itself. He's interested in it.
Who's not?
I mean, when you have 21,000 gold, 500 isn't much.
Exactly.
Aurel doesn't already know what to do with that much money.
What you need to do is invest it, my friend. Let me tell you, I have all sorts of good investment opportunities for somebody with a coin to spare.
Whatever you say, Goblin.
Cassius, if you have to go, we can figure this out later.
Yeah, we can always just write it down. I mean, it's not like it's going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes, I will have to go. Thanks for playing, everyone.
Thank you for the game.
And see you around.
Good one.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Thank you for the game.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
How annoying was Grom?
Okay, he left the live thing on. How do you turn it off?
I'm assuming it'll go away since he clocked it. I'm assuming.
I do the go to because it's almost 1 in the morning here, so see you guys.
Okay.
Peace
All right.
out.
You guys have a good one.
All right, you too, sir. Peace.